Welcome everyone to the Splash HD weekend event. Today we have Crash 4, a little different to what the channel I guess promotes. Normally we would show NST content, however we have had runners and commentators come forward with a Crash 4 idea, and I'm really excited to show this race off. Today we have all clear gems, a beefy category and an extremely fun one at that. Today I have two commentators with me, but before that we're going to introduce the runners. On the left we have Cookie Naval, world record holder for the category, really impressive time. And on the right we have his competition Tears of Hope, third place, but as the event shows, underdogs can really come through and put up a fight, so I'm really excited to see how this goes. So for commentary, I'll pass it over. We have Macrody and Solarium. Macrody, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Macrody. I am the Crash runner. I run multiple Crash games. And I'll be commentating this because I have some knowledge on this game and category in general.
And I'm Solarium. I just mainly run any percent for Crash 4. So basically I'm here because this is all I ever play. So I think I know a fair bit.
Alright, well, thank you for the introductions. How are you guys feeling on today's race? What are your predictions of sorts, I guess?
This can go always. One mistake can snowball into like other mistakes, and before you blink you can see that one of the runners can have 4 deaths already, which means an any percent revisit, so it can go both ways, honestly.
It's really interesting. I don't want to spoil, but for all clear gems you have to have 3 or under deaths in a level. So if a runner dies 4 times, that's multiple minutes of silence, right?
Yes. Dying more than 3 times means having to go through the level again, any percent of what, like.
Yeah, it's really just one big endurance test when it comes to all clear gems, considering how many gems are in the game and how long the category is. So there's a lot of problems that could come up during a run that can really slow down any runner. So even the world record holder Cookie right there, I mean, he's really good, but I mean, it's a rough category. It's not always going to play nice.
Right. Well, I'm super excited now because obviously the runners can't brute force some levels. They have to be very careful. So I'm looking forward to see that aggressive play as well as a conservative one of that. I'm gonna give a countdown to the runners, and we shall begin. You know, thinking about it now, while I wait for the runners, thinking about it now, I do wish previously we had entailed a combined race time of 2 runs, which for a category like all clear gems being 3 hours might have been a good call to not have that.
There have been combined times of 8 races, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we dropped the ball on having like a best of 16. We really could have.
I mean, just say it's like 11 in the morning here. I'm not trying to sleep in my chair, man.
Listen, hey, we're doing it for the people. 24-hour event. I think that's a great idea, honestly. Alright, we're just weighing up on Tears. Curious to where he's at. Hopefully he's I can understand the runners taking a bit of a break before the run. Obviously 3 hours in one sitting is a bit of a handful. While we're waiting as well, Macrody and Solarium, if you guys want to give, I guess, an introduction to the category before we start, kind of just explain what we'll expect as viewers, you know?
Yeah, sure. So the main goal of the category is to get all clear gems, that is in the name, which means going through every level, including the timeline levels, and getting all the gems in every level, but you don't do inverted levels, as they are inverted gems. There is 228 gems in total for this category, and 4 color gems, obviously.
Yeah, and I don't know if you said, I mean, did you say there was like 6 gems per level as well, because there are 6 gems to get?
Yeah, you can explain that, every gem and their requirements.
Yep, okay, so as you're starting off, you're obviously, you know, first level, so this one's gonna have 6 gems to collect, the same with every level in the game. You get 3 of those gems by collecting 80% of the Wumpa at every level. You get 1 gem for breaking all the boxes. You get another for dying 3 times or less, and you get another for finding that hidden gem that's hidden somewhere in the level, you know, hence the name of it. So that's quite a bit of gems, right? So obviously I know that's why, it's the main reason why it takes like a few hours. I mean, they could take a while for these levels, and also, you know, as said, long category, a lot of gems, things could really snowball.
All levels are so kinda long comparing to previous games. And yeah, that's pretty much it why the category is that long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually there's like, I mean, our Crash games, there's only like 30 or so gems, right? Something along those lines.
Usually there's like 1 gem per level, sometimes 2.
Yeah, now there's 228, so
Yeah,
it's really evolved.
it's more than the entire original trilogy in total. There's like actually almost 500 gems in total in the game, considering converted levels. Yeah. Most of the time, the runners won't have to worry about the Oompa gem, because you get a lot of Oompas from the crates. But sometimes, some levels can be tight on those, so they have to look out for that.
Yeah, I know a couple named for you. I know Crash Compactor is pretty tight on them, which is, I think, the earliest level where you had to kind of be mindful of it.
I still have flashbacks of having to revisit it.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it can really get you, especially if you're trying to learn this category. Like, I know I'm starting to learn this category myself, and ran that crom quite a few times. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on for anyone running this. Most of the levels, yeah, they're fine, but you know, you gotta have a solid Wampa route, which I know runners like Cookie and Tears have no problem with that.
One thing to point out, you can see that while Cookie is playing on 60 FPS, Tears is playing on 120 FPS. At the moment, we don't have the upper cap for the FPS, because it doesn't affect the game as much. It makes, as far as we know, it only makes nitro bounces more accessible during the round, which doesn't matter too much at the moment.
Yeah, about the only other difference would be, I know when you're playing at uncapped, like FPS or whatever, you can definitely fit in some extra, like, slide spins, which is, you know, the main movement tech of this game. It's not like hard tech at all, but when you are playing it uncapped, you can certainly fit an extra slide spin instead of, like, walking up to, like, a hole when you're trying to, like, hole skip over it. And other than that, as you'll see later on, we'll get a mask later on called Kapunawa that lets us abuse a bit of movement there with her. And it very much is dependent on your FPS, how well that goes. So usually I end up playing at 60, you're able to get a, you're still able to slightly use her the way you're able to. I know usually if you want to really abuse her, you go with 30, but 60, you know, still works, well, in ACG, because you can't just blaze through the levels like you can at any percent.
And that's the reason why the lower cap is 30 FPS, because if you were to play on like 10 FPS, for example, that would be insane. So you can see that Cookie is about to get the first color gem, which you get for jumping on the platforms around. That's anti-clockwise, I believe.
Yeah, it's really interesting with like the color gems in this game, like how differently you get them compared to other Crash games, like some kind of like puzzle to them or whatever.
All color gems are like not only hidden, but they also have hidden clues in some places. In this level, it's right before the puzzle where the clue is, where the clue appears.
It looks like they're gonna be making their way. Cookie at least gonna make his way out of Insanity Island first, so that's gonna be the first dimension of the game here, and they'll move on to. I think it's a fairly brutal early game dimension. I mean, like it can really get you. It's gonna be the hazardous wastes. It's where you're gonna meet Engine for the first time here. Well, we're gonna fight Engine a little bit later, but you know. There's a cutscene you skip, you know. He's like, "Oh yeah, I got a backstage pass for you. We're putting on a concert." It's basically just like all rock ahead stuff for him. Just don't worry. Engine's turned to a rock star.
This game also throws you like, it doesn't throw like Papu Papus at you or Reaper Rusev's first boss. No, it throws like guys at you immediately. In this case, it's Engine for the first boss.
Not messing around. And here you'll be introduced to your first Quantum Master game, as they're called, Lonnie Loli. Lonnie Loli's kind of main thing is he's able to phase stuff in and out of reality, so you can see stuff that are in blue. You currently fall through it, and if you want to phase them back in reality, you use one of the mass power buttons, which I think by default is R2 and triangle, I think. Although I know certain runners will change it. I know for me personally I use L2 and R2, but it doesn't matter too much.
I believe the runner should be doing the same route. There are two main routes you can do for this category. The first one is like because there are timeline levels, so to unlock them you play as you unlock different characters later on. But about that later. So one route is doing those levels before Cortex, the final fight, and the other route is leaving the timeline levels for the after the fight. As far as I was told, the difference is minimal, so there is no really point in going after Cortex fight. But as I said, it's a preference at the moment. There were no real threats developed for it, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to add that both runners at the moment are playing as Coco. There's no difference between Crash and Coco in this game, and you can quickly switch to her after Insanity Peak easily with just one button press.
We forgot to mention there is one difference. The one difference to Crash and Coco is that Coco is worse.
Okay, buddy.
I'm sorry. I have to represent the Crash side here.
Okay, Morcas. Okay.
I'm the someone's got to represent Crash here, and I've been selected.
You can see that. There's some tricky boxes in this game. You can in those wheels here, or tires, I would say even.
Yeah, Bob was quite devious when hiding a lot of the boxes in this game, so it's just like you have to find quite a bit of them, and you'll never find them in like your casual playthrough half the time unless you have a really keen eye. But I guess that's what his Crash is known for, just exploration, really looking around. But they really took it to like an extreme in this game.
And to top it all off, it's also in the second tire, so.
Yeah,
So you enter the first, you miss two boxes the first time around. You find one more, but you forgot about the other tire, and then you're still missing a box. That's just sad.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah, there's no difference between Crash and Coco. I appreciate them playing as her. I don't appreciate Solarium cheating on her because that's sad.
Honestly, I think most HG runners plays her. Honestly, I don't see a lot of AC. Well, first of all, there's not a ton of HG runners, and I know the ones that are most active, they just play as her most of the time. So apparently, there's something.
I'm pretty sure Cookie mostly plays as Crash, but he did it for me probably, which I appreciate if true.
Oh, yeah, because I know he does a little bit of a mix, but sometimes he'll like throw a curveball at you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Cookie switched to Crash. He switched to Crash and entered Root Awakening.
I mean, this is an interesting meta.
I think that was just a silly mistake on his end, because sometimes you can just fail the menu properly. Yeah. Now we have both runners playing a different character, so yeah, there's that. So this Crash Compactor, the first level you need to worry about Oompa a little more, because it can be tight in this level. Also, the first level that has the colored gem path. All the gem paths appear after the colored gem you get, so
Yeah, it's really convenient. You don't really need that.
Bob didn't want players to backtrack that much.
Well, except if you're playing inverted or whatever.
Yeah, but that's like, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, that's a 106 problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not here for 106. We'd be literally here for 9 hours, 9-10 hours. And as you can probably see as well, I know you saw this in the last level and also the Rude Awakening. I know one of the new things in the Crash 4 I did was a lot of these rail grinds, so I know unlike in 80% where you just stand there and do nothing, you actually gotta like, you know, actually move around and all that in ACG, so you always gotta keep an eye on everything, kind of like some last second movements, because some of the rails can get a little tight in some of those boxes, but you know, it would be no problem for our two runners here.
The reverse gems are not included in this, because the game recognizes the clear gems as the normal levels playthroughs, according to the trophy and achievements on Xbox and PlayStations. So that's why this is the category of the name. And we don't, if we included like, if we did like all gems, the category would be just too long, and it would be just like a little shorter 106 at that point.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. It would be very, very, very long, and this is already long enough. So.
Yeah, it would basically make the category twice as long.
Yeah, because when it comes inverted, it's not only like inverted. I know they put this weird filter over them. Some change the gameplay. Like in particular, you'll see a one of the later dimensions of the game. If you play that inverted, it's all underwater, so it literally slows the game down. And the hidden gems in those levels are the worst hidden gems in the game. So
Yeah, yeah, they either are hidden in dumb spots or they are not hidden at all.
yeah, it's usually how it goes. But definitely a lot of them, you'll just never guess where they are without like looking at the guide. I swear, like I had to look at the guide. Like I don't care.
It is done with the level. You got all the gems. Cookie is also done with the level now. We also use the loadless timer for this game.
Yeah, so they're still pretty close right now. So we'll see, you know, how long that could last here. Who will be the first to capitulate?
So here's the next level. It's the last level before engine in this dimension. All dimensions, except for the first one, have like 3 main levels and sometimes a time level. As you can see the hint on the green gem on the wall on Cookie's screen right now. There's a green gem on a green barrel. Draw on the wall.
You know, somehow I don't think I ever noticed that. If I'm being honest. That's a good detail right there.
As I said, all the color gems have the drawing that says where or how to get the gem. Even if yellow gem itself is easier to find than the clue for it, actually. Most people don't actually know that there is a clue for yellow gem, which is funny.
Yeah, it's literally just the camera pan, isn't it?
No. There is an actual clue, but like it's better.
Oh, I see now. No say. Yeah, no, it's really good detail. What's that, apparently? So I just would have thought camera pan. That's it.
There is a drawing at the start of the level on the right. This is like barely visible. Okay, it's going very fast for the level so far. His damage raising there, just to not jump on the TNT because it's just easier like this.
Oh yeah, he's doing that. Oh yeah, that movement right there. Be able to get up on that platform a little bit earlier. I know first that slide spin to get underneath that box, that nitro and all that, to get up to that hidden gem. Definitely pretty difficult for first time around, but you know, no problem for Cookie and all that. It's definitely one of those few hidden gems where it's like, it's not really hidden, you just have to, you know, have good, like a little bit of good timing to get up to it, a little good timing slide.
Oh, we get to the first vehicle of the game, which is the ball, which is obviously a reference to the Wrath of Cortex.
Yeah, I mean, the real Crash 4, right?
Yeah. There's not much, you just fall down. You just get some Oompas just to be sure you get the Oompa gems, because the truck will destroy all the boxes actually, but they still need the Oompa gems.
Yeah, these chase sections aren't really too bad in Crash 4 like it is with other games, because I know if you look at all these like barbed wires in the water and all that, none of them like kill you, they just slow you down. So the only thing that can actually kill you here is the truck. As you can see, your Cookie here, he's gonna be, oh, look at that. Oh, what is that? The green gem.
You hit the trash can, you hit the controller, and you just get the green gem. So it's very hard to actually die in the ball. Like, I was once trying to test something regarding some other stuff that may or may not come up later. I don't know if the runners do, because this game has actually a zombie state you can enter.
Yeah, I know, okay, you do in one level for ACG if you choose to. I know, like, that's about the only place practical use for a zombie in this game, so that's like the one thing that any percent ACG actually shares right there. One of the few things.
I was trying this in this level because it's mostly, you need a vehicle for this. Dying to the truck was hard when I was hugging the wall.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the only way you can zombie in this game too if you're on a vehicle, so
Yeah.
there's not too many times you can do it.
Cookie is entering the first boss, Stage Dive Engine. So at first, the file looks like normal, but soon you will see it's not that normal. And there is a very nice strat here. That makes this fight very fast, actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty tactical skip he's about to do here.
Did you see that? That was very hard.
Yeah, no, I can't even see what he did there. How did he do that?
You just slide spin into engine like this. For some reason, it skips the phases, and you can go hit him again immediately. And again, and again.
Yeah, you just keep doing that till you beat the boss. But I know there is a alternative for this that's interesting, where you would like get on to the stage and then jump on the drum.
Unfortunately,
but that is, yeah, that's a little bit harder. That's definitely harder than doing just this. So as long as you just don't script that side spin, you're good.
Tears unfortunately failed the skip, so he has to go through the second phase normal way.
Yeah, that's a big time loss right there. Like I believe that will lose like a minute right there, roughly around there. It's a long boss fight. Like I mean, every time I see it and every time I have to play, it reminds me why we skipped this boss. Like,
and I like this boss fight casually, but like in speedruns, you'd rather skip it obviously because I think there's some energy to it for the.
I mean, he did get he did get like the fast thing right there. I'm pretty sure that is like the fast thing right there. It's like he did it fast enough and skipped the load animation.
There's still some stuff to talk about the movement itself actually, because we didn't talk about that yet. So main form of the movement is slide spinning, which is I think in most Crash games.
Yeah, but this is like a super version of it, I'd say.
Yeah. You can use this slide to skip over holes because you don't lose height during slides in this game.
Yeah, and you could get some really like you could get some mad distance with them as well because I know as you call it like the coyote time or whatever.
Yes, coyote.
You get quite a bit of time with it with the Crash. Like you can kind of basically walk off the platform, like kind of fall a bit, and you still be able to like slide. Although give or take, you wouldn't be able to double jump, but still, it's there. That's how big that coyote effect is in this game.
Yeah, and also you can body slam during any time in the jump at any point, and you can also do a second jump in the double jump at any point as well after the third jump, even if you are falling for like a minute already, for example.
Yeah, you would really only double jump when you need to, because double jumping does kill a bit of your momentum, but hey, you know, if you need it, you need it.
Also, a thing that some of you might have noticed is that when you hit an enemy, the enemy can hit the crates, he can like fly towards it and destroy the crate or other enemies as well.
Oh, Cookie not electing go for the snipe. So I know one fun thing to do with some of the enemies is to snipe them into some of those boxes. So like in particular, I know that crab right there, you can snipe into like the TNT up there and like break all those crates if you know you have the MLG aim, of course.
Also, all levels you see there's like an intermission, like in this level where something is happening to stop the main character, but suddenly something helps them. It means there will be a timeline level to that level, including other characters.
Yeah, we'll be seeing them soon enough.
Yes. Like in 2 levels, it should be the first timeline level. So also Tears went for the snipe, but unfortunately didn't hit the TNT. Not because
It's always the same day.
German. He missed the box there, so he had to do a long jump there, and you can get a lot of length with the slide spin and double jumping in this game.
Alright, with that, booty calls is now over for Cookie, and they're gonna be moving on to the next level, and they'll be suddenly introduced to a new character. Tana. You guys remember Tana, right? She was from the first game. Only she looks a little bit different, and you can actually play as her this time around. And it's certainly interesting gameplay. I know, unlike Crash or like Coco, which, you know, a lot of slide spinning movement and all that, this is more like, I think it's more, definitely more, seems more like fight oriented, where it's like the kick is kind of like your main thing, and you also get a hook shot, which is certainly interesting. Although, personally, I think most people who would play this game, or at least run this game, I don't think they think too highly of this character.
I don't.
I don't either.
Sometimes,
Like-
sometimes you can see the R2 prompt, which means she should shoot there, but sometimes it doesn't work, so it can get annoying.
Yep.
Unfortunate that for Cookie there. Not too
Yeah.
long, but still.
Yeah, but like a lot of our Destiny get, it's not the worst, so...
That's she feels very slow. You should try to not kick too much because it slows her down as well.
Yeah, this is in general, it's just, I know, compared to like Crash or Coco, it's just slow. That's why, I think that's probably one of the main reasons I don't like it. It's just like, I feel like there's not a lot of like flow to her movement. You can definitely get some flow, but it feels off, to say the least. Not to say there aren't some fun extras. I mean, we get one fun extra, and one that's certainly, you know, a polarizing figure, but, you know, we'll worry about them whenever they show up.
So if I prefer that polarizing figure to her.
Well, she's also polarizing Tana, but we can talk about, like, you know, later on. I think it's the last extra.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like the other character we are talking about is like, you know, it's also kinda bad, but in different ways than her.
Yeah, basically, I always say he's not bad, but only when he works. So we'll see.
Yeah. Cookie is about to finish the level. He has all the boxes. Only one death.
Yeah, Cookie's been well, other than that one miscue to go into Rude Awakening, has been doing pretty well so far.
Yeah,
Really
going into the wrong level doesn't lose so much because loadless timer.
Yeah, so you only lose like a couple seconds or 3.
Now Cookie will get the prompt that he unlocks Tona, her interdimensional counterpart anyway. And
Yeah.
now he's entering timeline level track stop, which is the timeline level for hit the road.
Yeah, usually whenever these time levels unlock, most runners will just do them as they unlock. I know, Crody, you were already talking about earlier, where everyone has kind of on a different route. This isn't the usual route that they go on. I know the only exception. I know Tears. Actually, I know in some of his runs, went and did the time of levels after Cortex.
Yeah, that's also an option, as I said.
Yeah. So let's see. Will he do that today or no? That's the question. Because I don't know why he necessarily prefers. He kind of does both, and looks like he's gonna do standard route.
And the reward for the final boss is triple spin for Crash and Coco. That just enhances your movement. For this level, it doesn't really matter actually, because you will be in the ball anyway.
Yeah, and in general, I don't think it saves that much to be worth it.
I think it's like probably around the same, so runners don't bother much.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know mainly triple spin, that's mainly used for time trials in this game. Which are fun in their own right, but we're not here to time trial.
Not to say it doesn't help, but you also need to get it. Then you get a lot of prompts regarding it.
We also get cheeky, we also had a cheeky box in the background there. I know that's the another annoying thing with Tonners, because she has a hook shot, they'll hide a lot of boxes in like the background, the level, for you to like really like, you know, try to find, and had to try to find that R2 prompt in order to break it. That's like the other annoying thing with her. And as you can see here, now we return the ball. So you remember, you've already seen this chase section, but the only other thing different is you see there's a lot of nitros around. That's the thing with these time trial levels as well. Not time trial, my bad, timeline levels. After you reach that certain point where you switch over to Crash and Coco again, you'll basically be playing the same level like you did already, but a lot of these boxes are like different, and they're much, and I would say, you know, much harder layout and orientation. In general, it's just kind of like a harder version of the level whenever you're just, you know, trying to go for the boxes. Otherwise, it's still the same thing.
Yeah. Most runners dislike most of the time levels. I think some of them are done fine, like this one, because it gives you an opportunity to use this vehicle again. And some timeline levels are done poorly.
Yeah, those are usually the most hated levels I always hear, and I don't really blame them. They're definitely they're definitely annoying. But Cookie got through it no problem, so quite the champ here. It's still pretty close. Like, this could really swing at any time. Like, even though Tears had the one mistaken engine, like, all it takes is really just one big mistake from Cookie to bring Tears back into it. That's how unforgiving the category can be.
One missed box, too many deaths. That's enough for you to lose a big chunk of time. Cookie is entering the Jetboard Jetty, the runner's favorite level.
Oh boy. This is, I think for the most part, no matter what category you're running, this is usually like the first like true difficulty spike of the game. It's a pretty hard level. I think when you're breaking everything, I know, well, I know at least I hear it's like, alright, it could be easy, it could be hard, but I think it's pretty hard. Especially when we gotta deal with our old friend at the end if you choose to try to do the little trick. And if you choose to do trick, you can't die too many times beforehand.
Yeah. You can basically only die twice if you want to go for the trick. So you can see that there are some tapes lying around. They are flashback tapes. They are not required for this category. They are just like puzzles for Crash and Coco, 21 of them, before when they were working under Cortex. Well, unwillingly anyway.
Yeah, I think it basically serves as like this game's form of like the death route, because in order to get them, you had to reach that part level without dying.
Well, I think the death route for this game is the whole level, considering insanely perfect relics, which you get for getting all the boxes and not dying in the level even once.
Yeah, which is a perfectly fair relic.
Yeah.
I mean, this game's easy, so I mean,
So you can see the bonus in this level is a bonus from Jaws of Darkness from Crash 1. There is a lot of like references, you could say, or similarities to levels from the original trilogy, with some box placements. We'll also get like references to start of Snow Go, the 4 boxes behind Sphinxinator, stuff like that.
yeah, I thought that was always cool whenever I noticed that. I was like, oh, I've seen this from somewhere. We'll see one color gem path in the game that should look pretty familiar as well. I was gonna say as well, I know I noticed, you know, Cookie skipped a Nitro, so I'm guessing, are we actually not gonna be seeing a trick at all?
If you want to skip our good friend here later, you need to get all the boxes, because when you are dead, the detonator doesn't work anymore.
Yes, I guess they'll probably be doing that fight legit. It could still be fast when doing it legit, it's just, you know... I'm pretty sure this trick would only, like, save if he actually get, like, the first try.
Yeah, basically.
And it's literally frame perfect.
We can pause the buffer, so it's not a huge problem.
Yeah.
Cookie's leaving the green jump path, Tears is entering it.
It's really only a problem whenever you're on gold pace, I would argue. Because that's when I run the most problems, at least.
For this game, you need to look out for a lot of screens out of the boxes out of screen that are not visible. So you can see Cookie doing there. He's using the mask twice with the both buttons, so he can destroy the TNTs immediately. So he doesn't have to jump on them to activate them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's really the only, like, fast, quote-unquote, thing you can do with Lonnie Loli. Like, because I know with some of these arm masks, they could be, well, especially in any percent, like, you know, could be really abused. Lonnie Loli's really the only one who's pretty standard.
Yeah, Lionel doesn't have too much going for him. Speaking of masks, we'll unlock another one after this level, actually.
Indeed so, but first we gotta fight our good friend Luis here. I know everyone in the community, they adore Luis.
Yeah, we adore her so much that we don't want to kill her, and there was a bounty on this skip, actually, for $301, I believe.
Yeah, and good thing someone did find it.
Without knowing there was a bounty for it, actually.
Oh,
that's her. Yeah,
but that was a pretty fast skip. That was a pretty fast fight, though, so I'll give props to Cookie for that.
Yeah. The fight is not too bad, but it can be annoying. Now unlocked a cannon. So he's a Death Tornado spin from Crash 3 basically, but way overpowered.
Yeah.
Also, we should explain the plot of this game. The Entropy and Cortex got out of the prison of time from the ending of Crash 3. Uka Uka died, kinda. At least his energy was drained out of him massively, because he was the one who opened the rifts, actually, in this game. Which is why they're throwing in the first place through the dimension. And yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, instead of crystals you collect in this game, it's masks, and you really only get them as you progress through the story anyway, so there's really no collectibles in the levels that you need to get it all, luckily.
They're trying to take over the world now. Or that seems like that so far. So yeah, they need to... So the plot is they need to get all 4 masks to awaken them, so they can fix it.
Yeah, this basically just could be a Kano world right here, because usually whenever they introduce like a new mask, it'll just like it'll basically be at the forefront of the gameplay pretty much immediately, just to kind of get you introduced to it. It should be noted as well, whenever you have Akano activated, you'll see there's like those green orbs, like green magic orbs or whatever. As long as you have Akano activated, those can't hurt you. Like when Akano's activated, it will like deflect any like green magic, as the game calls it. So it can keep you safe right there.
The boss of that dimension is Embryo. He'll talk to you there a lot.
Yeah, that's one part I've liked about this game too when it comes to dialogue. It's like a lot of like really interactive dialogue between the characters like that in the level. You'll definitely see a masterclass in that, I think, later in the game. It's like it's probably the best dialogue in the game.
Last dimension, best dialogue in the game.
Yeah, I would it'd be hard to argue. Although we can't forget, it's certainly the most challenging, but we would hope for that.
I definitely think while the last dimension, the further you get into the game, the harder it gets. But it also gets more fair the further you get in, actually, I think. Actually.
Yeah.
Or maybe at that point you just are used to the bullshit boxes of this game.
Yeah, this game really kind of. I mean, what's the best word for it? They really train you throughout the game to really think like that.
Yeah. At some point you are just like, okay, there are some BS boxes in that level. I wonder if they hit something there, and they did. Wow.
Yeah, sounds about right for Bob.
He's done with the level, so now he'll do it again, except the timeline. What this time?
Yep, and it's our favorite character back at it again. I believe each extra character gets 3 timeline levels.
Yes.
Correct? Yes. So this will be the second Tana level. We'll see last one a little bit later on, and it's definitely the best one.
Yeah. All other characters get 2 main levels, appearance in 2 main levels, I mean, and 3 timeline levels.
Alright.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tears is done with the bonus.
Yeah, it's a nice bonus. As you can see with Tana there, I mean, a lot of stuff in the background for Front, you know, even the one, I don't even think you can see that one right there.
Also, because of where the bonus platform is positioned in this level, there will be a new bonus for this in Potion Commotion. He failed the hook there a little, but
Yeah, he had a little bit of a Tana moment there.
Yeah, it says press R2 to get the hook, and you don't get the hook, and it's like, oh, why though?
Because Tana's a bad character. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. But still.
That's at least a one non-controversial opinion I can have here.
Yeah, I agree. So the thing we won't see in this run, unfortunately, because it requires triple spin. You can chain triple spins with Akano's ability, and it means you'll just fly through the level, literally.
Yeah, I think that's probably like the most insane bit of movement tech I've seen in this game. Because that's really the most tactical this movement gets when you start to introduce triple spins into it.
Cookie's in the bonus. His damage abusing there, just so he doesn't have to wait on the TNT exploding. Lots of the bonuses in this game tend to go to the end of the bonus, activate the exclamation mark box, and go back to the start of it. Which can get annoying.
Yeah, I mean, in general, a lot of the bonuses, I mean, it's pretty interesting puzzles all these bonuses have to offer. It definitely gets, it could definitely get pretty hard by, like, the end of it. Although I swear by, like, the ending dimension, the actual levels are harder than it, which is about what you're used to in a Crash game, but it's kind of weird for this game.
seen also there was a freak box a little back there. There's an arrow crate hidden between the boxes. So we needed to destroy one box and jump on the arrow crate to get the other box at the top of it, which is off screen obviously. Because why would it be on screen?
And yet another good level by Cookie here.
One of the advantages on PC comparing to some consoles, except for PS5, is that the pop-ups for insanely perfect relics are like immediate and you can skip them immediately.
And here Cookie's gonna be on the next level dragging on. There's gonna be actually another color gem here. The hardest color gem to get in the game, casually, I'd say. It basically called back to Turtle Woods from Crash 2, the blue gem, having to break 0 boxes in the level in order to get it. But I'm sure you've already...
Cookie's breaking boxes though.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm sure he already knows he broke some boxes, so how can he get the blue gem, you ask?
Oh, well, I guess he'll just not collect it then. Yeah, this Turtle was in steroids regarding the color gem. They thought that would be a cool throwback, even though the level is like 5 times as long.
Yeah, and it's pretty tight, so especially with a Kano too, when you're spinning with a Kano, it's pretty easy to break a box. So.
Although, to be fair though, you can enter the bonus, because bonuses in this game work like checkpoints, like in GBA games and Tennessee actually. So it can be like a free checkpoint for you without having to break a box for the blue gem if you are to go for it casually.
Yeah, but I know as for how we get it in a speed run, I know we'll see by the end of the level. There's a little nifty trick they do to get out of bounds a little bit.
Bob hiding some stuff, you know. Instead of like making it appear, they'll just put it somewhere else, and if you meet the requirements, it'll be like, okay, so it can appear here now. So we can abuse that basically. And you shall see it soon. There's one of the levels where it's not really fast to get an insanely perfect relic in the run. Because you will also preferably death abuse.
And always some nasty hidden boxes back there as well as the gem.
Yeah. You need to use a Kano for those hidden boxes actually, because they are the reinforced race which you need to either body slam or use a Kano for.
Yeah, see at least the nice thing about Kano. Right there, it can be used to instant break it. And we were talking about how was Cookie gonna get this blue gem. Well, here's how he's gonna do it. There's an invisible wall up there that he can kind of get on top of. You have to get quite a bit of height with the Kano. And yeah, there you go. He just gets in the background there. He kind of jumps up a bit to where
I didn't know about that death abuse actually. That it can just go to the right.
Yeah, I mean it's instantaneous right there.
I didn't know there was something like that, which that's a nice surprise for me.
Yeah, it's definitely faster than having to, you know, because if you fall down, I know if you fall down the wrong place, you can either, I don't know where or not you don't die, but it could definitely take a while, so it could definitely waste more time that way.
Yeah. Also, the clue for this gem is at the end of the level with the gem and the box crossed over, which means that you get the gem for not breaking the boxes.
Oh, don't worry, Sprash. Bob has tried several times to patch that out. It just hasn't worked.
They actually tried to patch it out on PS5. They made the wall a little taller, but there is a tech on consoles that doesn't work on PCs only that allows you to get infinite jumping with a Kano actually. So you can just go higher and jump over it basically.
Yeah, that's really the only solutions, to build a bigger wall, and that still doesn't work. Now, if they did that for PC, I mean, it would work in that front, but that would just be kind of sad.
There's like one skip they successfully patched out in 2 levels, technically, which, of course, one of them is Timeline. On PS5 and the Xbox Series X. but it doesn't matter for ICD anyway. Yeah. Can also talk about the version differences. PC is technically the slowest version of the game, but it's the nicest one to play on, one of the nicest.
Yeah, it's certainly my preferred platform, even if it is just a little slow. And I know for a while, I know PS5 wasn't really ran a lot, not only because, you know, not a lot of people have a PS5, but, you know, it was missing some skips and all that you know, didn't necessarily make it, you know, the most desirable. But I think it was a few weeks ago, it was found that using activity cards that the PS5 has in order to skip the little end of level animation that you see at the end of every level. So you can do that for almost every level, which saves several minutes off the run. So all of a sudden, PS5 became the fastest version of the game.
Yeah, 3 minutes for any percent about that, I believe. It's estimated about 20 minutes for 106.
Yeah,
So
that's
you can see
insane.
there is this actually is a neat hidden gem in this level. You know, balance. There's a hidden section you can enter. There are no bosses. There are only hidden gem. There's another way to get that gem. Actually, you can keep Akano there with a precise jumps and skip the trigger that takes him away. But it saves about, I'm not sure, like 10 seconds, but it's also very hard. So like if you fail it once, you basically are a goner, and it wasn't worth it at that point.
Yeah, it's not too bad of a hidden section to go through either. So
And no hidden gem skip. Don't believe those runners practice it too much, and also if they fail it once, it wouldn't save too much time. It would probably even lose it.
yeah,
So it's not really marathon, like race friendly, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, especially ACG, where it's like you can't die more than 3 times. It's definitely a risk.
Yeah, the run is kind of far into the run already. I'm not saying it's not going to be implemented at some point, but I still think it's going to be a while before that happens. Because some skips are just like, might be too hard if you mess it up just a little. But that's what I think personally.
Yeah, I feel like not until this run gets like more optimized than it is already. Because right now it's like, well, Cookie, as we already said, holds the world records currently at 2 hours 37 minutes, and it can still be optimized further than that. It's just, you know, it is a hard and enduring category, so it's still a little hard to like optimize, especially with all the gems you need to get here. So there's only like so much you can do for a lot of these levels.
I think there are still like other optimizations the runners can do before going for the harder skips.
And how we mentioned as well, Cookie's over at the Embryo boss fight. I'm sure this looks familiar to some people.
Crash 1 boss fight on steroids. Again, this game likes to take the original trilogy concepts and just boost them by like 200%.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool boss fight.
Yeah, it is actually. I think all fights have something to them, except for fourth one, personally. Unless you are playing on console, which you can do a cool skip there, but unfortunately you can't see that here. And Tears unfortunately dies to a fire there. This is a long death for him, and he dies. Oh no.
Oh, Tears. Oh, he's at 3 deaths. This is currently at Monka-S territory.
Yeah, he's snowballing hill, unfortunately. If he dies for the 4th time, he'll have to re-enter the level to go for the any present pass. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Unless he chooses to, you know, restart, I guess. But you know,
at this point, I don't think it would be worth it.
Yeah.
He got the hidden gem, went through the bonus, and this has some skills in any present, so
Cookie is gonna get out of the embryo fight, and he's gonna go on to definitely a very fine level. This level is definitely not bad. I don't know how bad it is in ACG compared to 90%, but all I know is this level 90% is not fun. And
Casually, this is one of the best levels he's about to enter. Honestly, I love the level. I think it's really fun, but even though I don't speedrun this game that much, I can see its annoyances.
yeah, it's a very cycle-heavy level, and it's all in sync with the music, so any death here could really throw you off because it would change all the cycles in the level.
Tears finished the level with 3 deaths. He was close to the 4 deaths, but fortunately for him, he managed to get through it.
Yeah, so he's still, losing time on Cookie, but he's not gonna lose an immense amount of time, luckily. So he's still in this. Oh, and Cookie getting moved out by the ghost there.
Just stay put while I test this.
So I know just like that, it's gonna change up all these cycles right here.
Sometimes when you die, can the thing, so even though you see they are not doing an animation, the ghost with the...
To know if this is lethal.
I forgot what this instrument is called in English, honestly, I'm sorry, but they'll just shoot without it, just deathing with the animation, and it can catch you off guard easily.
Yeah, I said, just one big meme level, that's it.
This one has extra babachul in him. Ooze your way home. Why?
Yeah. There's a lot of those canon things, you just enter them and you just have to wait for them to spit you out forward into the level.
There's really not like any way you can really like speed this up. I believe you can get in and try fast enough that to cut down a little bit of animation time, but I think that's about it.
I think I have to be honest here. Oh, Cookie died unfortunately there.
Oh, that's
Second
too
death for him. To be honest, first time I played through this level, I did not know you can like spin most of the enemies, so I was just very cautious without hitting them because I thought I would just die from them.
Yeah, you can literally, there'll be a railgun there on the level, and you can literally like spin every single one right away. Although when you're playing an ATG, that's not optimal, you know.
Yeah, and I was just trying to dodge them in my casual playthrough. We'll go down and activate the TNT from below, so he doesn't have to keep jumping on them.
Now we're gonna go into bonus for here.
Yeah.
I know this bonus is kind of. I know. When I was present, this was a little annoying. I can't lie.
There's another bonus of the go to the end of it and then go back at the start and go to the end bonus. As I said, the Toys for Bob really like that idea. So go to the end of the bonus, and that appears a lot. Which, no, it's fine from time to time, but there's a lot of it. Probably half of the bonuses are like that.
I mean, at least to me, it makes. I mean, of course, I haven't run this category officially yet. I'm only progressing, but for me, at least, I think it makes it a little bit more interesting.
And maybe I just think that, casually speaking, mostly they're like, oh, again, I gotta go to the end and go back. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe I'm just so used to like how Crash 4 operates that I'm just kind of used to that. Because when you try to go full completion, you're gonna be repeating a lot.
Cookie going to grab that golden Oompa. There's a thing in this game. You can choose the style of the game, either modern or retro. Modern means there are no lives, and the golden Oompa crates are golden Oompa crates, as you can see. There's a retro where there are lives, you can game over. You get lives from Oompa. You don't get like a full Oompa counter because it resets at 100, but you still get the bar that signifies the progress. And The golden Wumpa crates are life crates basically, and also still gives 25 Wumpa. Yeah, we obviously use modern because there's no really difference, and it's easier to track the Wumpa counts. Because in some levels you want to keep track of it somewhat, just to make sure you get enough in some levels.
Yeah, that's really the only thing I see sometimes in any percent where somebody would try to go in retro, and there's really no difference if, you know, I guess if you're good enough, but obviously if you're starting off with, you probably shouldn't play in retro. Because this is a pretty hard game. I know a lot of people casually who die literally over 100 times in one of the later levels.
I know there are the runners that like to... I think it was Javi that was like trying to do the... like a hard mode where it's retro and you turn off the enhanced shadows, which is the yellow circle you see under the characters basically, so you can see where you land. And you can turn that off, but that shadow is not that visible, and unfortunate death for Tears. And also you can see that Cookie is playing as Dingodile.
Yeah, best extra character in the game, by the way. Like, you wouldn't expect it at, like, seeing how he plays and how he moves and all that, but this is, like, legitimately, like, the best, like, extra character they have in this game.
Even though there is not much to Dingodile, he's very fun, actually. Also, there comes the backward. He says bastards.
Yeah, the most important thing is he works, for the most part. There's, like, I know one level in particular where when you're trying to aim those TNT, he certainly malfunctions, that's for sure. But I'll take that over the other characters' quirks.
Yeah, he can spin, he can suck things in, like the TNTs, and then shoot them. He can hover, which also acts like a double jump. He just wants to run a diner, but these guys don't want him to run it. So, unfortunate for him.
Yeah, and I certainly hope that you guys didn't have too many kids in the room whenever that cutscene, like a minute ago, played.
So, Tauna's role in the timeline levels is helping Crash and Coco on purpose, so they can go further. Dingodile's role is he just wants to fight and just helps others by accident. So Cookie going for the strat here. You can go for other strat here, which would make a section earlier a little faster, but would make those boxes invisible. So that might be why he didn't decide to go for it, just to see the boxes here. So there's a tricky wall on the right in Dingo section that you can sometimes miss. Dingo literally says, "There we are here," but you get here just to rub it in your face. When you finally on the fifth playthrough see that door.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that door in my casual playthrough, that's for sure.
You can see he jumped on the guy, and that immediately exploded the TNT and then hurt him, which is nice. Yeah, the Dingo levels have a lot of boxes, but also a lot of boxes are just packed, so you get the satisfaction of destroying them.
Yeah, I'll say, most of them are TNT or Nitros anyway, so it's kind of deceptive. Like, there'll be a Dingo level later on, like, in a couple levels from now, actually. There's like 500 boxes in that level, like,
Yeah.
majority of them are just Nitros.
That level has the most boxes, the level you're talking about, in the game, actually. Yeah, there's not much to Dingo there. So Tears is done with the...
Yeah, it's pretty simple gameplay.
Yeah, but that's what makes him work, honestly.
Yeah, because when it comes to Tana and the other character that will be unlocked later, it's very much, it's very much different. As you can see, I know Tears finished off beat finally, so he's on the Dingo section now. Still not too far behind.
Cookie trying to grab the TNT, but
Yeah.
it cannot be funky sometimes. But still, Dingo works most of the time at least.
Yeah. The step vacuum just sometimes can be derpy, yeah. But I'll take it. I'll take it. As I said, he's a fun character.
Every last one he is.
The last section can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, and it should be noted. I know he was waiting around and all that. Like he's been waiting on all of these bugs and all that because because those bugs like carrying TNT or bats or whatever. You had to like wait for him to drop it or whatever, so that it can actually explode. Because if you don't, then they don't actually break, and you know you had to restart the level over again.
I made all them tablecloths myself.
After I get the prompt that he unlocked Dingo Dial. I assume he'll do this timeline level now. Yes, Tower he blows.
Yeah, it's a pretty short level, but when it comes to Crash's part, they definitely overdid it with the flame crates. But you'll see it shortly.
I also think that the point where we get to the crash section is like a little too early for my taste, but it's still not awful as some of the other levels. Like it could have been worse with that.
Yeah, we're just gonna climb over this wall here, and it'll be the end of the level. We'll be playing as Crash.
This Dingo section is very short actually. Like, he's basically at the end of it now.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because I said fun character.
Done. He's back to the crash section now.
There we are.
Tears runs had some mistakes, but I still think he's on decent pace.
Yeah, I mean, they're still not really too far behind. Like, it's like I said already. It's like if all it takes is one massive screw from Cookie, bring him right back into it.
Yeah,
And even
Cookie barely made the fire crate cycle there.
Yep.
They were about to activate.
And he got the snipe. And here's like I say arguably like one of the hardest, if not the hardest bonus casually. So I know not a lot of people who have played this game would know that if you spin as you're landing on like one of those like bounce crates, that you'll just stand there and not bounce. Because I know that was something in the NST. I don't know about OG. Was that thing in OG?
If you can just spin on the crate in every game and you just stop bouncing on it. That applies to every game.
Yeah,
except for Twok, I think actually.
Yeah, some people don't know that. So when it comes to that part in particular right there, it is pretty difficult for a casual player who would not know of that.
Tears went for the nice strat here. He bounced on the box and keep destroying that mixer, but he's trying to fix the camera right now.
I never seen this camera angle.
I think he gave up on fixing it. He'll just swing it now. He's waiting for it to activate.
Wow, that is...
Oh my god. Oh my... Okay, it fixed it itself. No. I applaud him for trying.
Yeah, I mean, it was a valiant effort. I never actually seen that camera angle, so that was really wacky.
I'm definitely giving him the style points. He missed the TNT throw there. Will he go for it again though?
A lot of times you can just hit that like one bat enemy into that box anyway, so they can completely bypass having to do that strat.
Not sure if I mentioned, but you can spin those mixers easily, which most of the casual players don't know that actually. Because why would you figure that out? Unless you try.
Yeah, it's mainly 10 to 3 to 13.
There's the hint coming up. It should be on the right wall. There, in this level.
And as you can see,
it was there, but it's barely visible. And and the yellow gem is just here. It's not like hidden at all, actually.
Yeah, it's the easiest color gem because, like, I mean, literally, if you pay enough attention to the camera pan at the start of the level, it literally shows it's right there.
I didn't even look at the camera pan. I just went there, jumped on the box, and it's like, I'll go up. Maybe there's a hidden gem there. It was a yellow gem.
Yeah.
This is a level where the color gem is more hidden than, not less hidden than the hidden gem. Actually, this hidden gem gave me a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it is by far the most BS hidden gem, like, especially casually. Like, I don't think you have any chance of finding this casually, unless if you're a madman.
It's like the first hidden gem you will be like confused about where it is, no matter how hard you look.
And I don't think you
Oh,
really...
unfortunate death for Tears there.
Oh,
His spin ended and the enemy just strangled him.
yeah. Now I was gonna say as well, I don't think we mentioned, I know there was a new kind of box puzzle, quote unquote, that was introduced in this level, the time crates. You're gonna be seeing those pop up a point in store in this run. Where it's like, you spin like the red exclamation box, and then it'll make some boxes appear for a particular time that you need to break before it disappears.
No, honestly though, it's like some of the deaths in this game, the animations are messed up, which is weird considering Bob replaced guns in Twilight Harbor in SRT with paint guns.
You smell good enough to eat.
Which is like, okay, we don't want guns, but like, we can break your neck easily, or your spine. And I'm not even joking.
I know that too well. Oh look, here's the hidden gem right here, guys. See, yeah, you can definitely find that.
There's a
Easy.
death abuse potential in Cookie's part.
Yeah, it's slightly faster. Usually what you would do is like around this hidden corner there's like a hidden like exclamation box in order to make platforms appear over there. But it's a little bit faster just to hit the checkpoint, go over there, and death abuse just to be right back there.
Like, 1 out of 2 intentional death abuses, eventually 3 if you're going for Louis.
Yeah, there's not a lot of cases of death abuse in this game, but there's some.
And also some death abuses if you miss a cycle, so you just fix the cycles with the death in some levels. But the perfect scenario when going also for Louis Skip, you do want to have 35 out of 38 perfect relics at the end of the run.
And unfortunately, because you're playing ACG, you actually got to go through this side-scrolling section, because usually I just skip this.
There's a round coming up. There's an arrow crate coming up right here. Do you see that arrow? There's nothing on top of it in this level, in the timeline of this level, and in inverted versions of those levels. There's nothing up there.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
It's just a troll. That's all.
There's a biggest bait in this game regarding. There's like a box, so you're like, okay, I'll go up, and there's nothing there in any of the version of the levels. Like, why?
Well, because Bob. That's why.
Also, speaking of inverted levels, fun fact, Dinox worked on it. They create a CTR on it. So, you have to thank them for some of the inverted stuff.
Oh, and I remember pressing this during my run. This is going down this hill full speed, trying to break those boxes with the hitbox, that jet board. Not easy, and it only gets harder whenever we go in the timeline level.
There's a easy strat for it where you just hold down and hold the boost so you descend slowly there.
Yeah, you just gotta deal with a little bit of like the inverted like kind of control with it. But it's definitely not easy. Like, you could literally, I literally went through this level, no deaths, and then I died probably like 10 times in that last section trying to get all those boxes.
Cookie went full, and also he restarted the timer by accident.
Oh no, Cookie, no!
He's panicking.
Alright. Oh, it started again.
Can someone clip the moment for us to see the time so we can like get an estimate on the timer?
Yeah, we need to see here. Oh no, Cookie.
Unfortunate for Cookie there.
Yes, I'm guessing we'll just have to, we'll just have to all come down to estimates. So, I mean, who knows who's gonna be leading now. But moving beyond that, look, we're in our timeline level. Dingo. This level has a smacking 500 boxes or so. As you can see, there's a lot of nitro around, so that's the majority of the boxes here. And we don't tend to deal with the nitro. We just try to jump around there over as much as we can, like we are here.
You just go confirm where it exactly stopped, and then I leave the estimate like difference there, or at least I'll try. No 50 and reset, okay.
Alright, well at least we know the reset time now. We'll keep that in mind. See, Tears just getting on to run it by you himself. So there's still like it's still like a steady pace right now, where it's like Cookie's just like keeping like one level like ahead of Tears right now, which is not awful. Certainly not bad by any stretch. And now we're back in the side-scrolling section. As you can see, there's a lot more boxes around this time. And there's still that same arrow crate there. There's definitely a box up there.
Yeah. In some alternate universe.
I mean, it's gotta be there somewhere.
Yeah. I'll mod it in. This looks fine there. Yeah. I'll issues on Poke Center, unfortunately. But it happens.
Oh, and Cookie doing this part like an absolute pro. Oh my god, look at that.
Oh, well,
yeah.
we'll get to see it again.
Okay,
Thanks, Cookie.
I was gonna say, it was so good, we had to see it again.
Cookie just missed a box.
Oh,
Missed a box there.
yeah, this is when it can start to snowball right here. Just missing one of those crates down the hill is immediate, like you can't go back, so you got a death abuse to get back.
Here's the stone of the bonus bio. Oh. He's not shabby. We're going full speed.
And he will not be getting.
He had a mask, fortunately there.
Yeah,
That's a little worried.
he will not be getting the cookie boost, as I call it.
Tears almost.
Here we go.
Ooh.
You know, I suspected that was gonna happen because I thought he left the box behind. But there you go. This is Tears' chance right here. It's unfortunate, but I know Cookie will be, I think, the first one to have to restart the level.
Tears is most likely still behind Cookie, but it
He's
gives
got-
him a chance to catch up now. Now
Yeah, he's
that
got
Cookie has to
middle
go
man.
through it again.
Yeah, it's definitely the unfortunate nature of this category. Miss a few, that's you know, you're losing several minutes right off the bat.
He also died in Cookie's unfortunately snowballing right now. Yeah, as we said at the start, one mistake can decide the outcome of the whole race. One simple mistake can cause it to snowball for the rest of the run or the level at the very least. Because the category is tough.
Well, wondering what else, because I couldn't quite see the number. I know what Cookie missed. Was it only like one or was it more, potentially?
Unfortunately, I missed two. He started.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I know I saw Miss One. I was like, I didn't want to say anything because I was like, Cookie? I was like, in my head, like a little concerned. But yeah, but sometimes that could just happen. I mean, there's a lot of things to this category, a lot of boxes, a lot of things to remember as you're playing. So it could definitely still be easy to mess up, even if you know you are the world record holder. That's just kind of how it is.
I think there also the annoyance coming with the fact that he restarted the timer by accident, so he might have been annoyed by that, and that might have caused him to hit the crate, unfortunately.
Speaking of the timer, I wonder, I guess, are they trying to fix it right now? Here's just finished that level, so that means we'll be on the same level here. Get to see how Piers would do this level.
Which way's me diner?
We sort of hope it wouldn't be the same mistakes.
Yeah, also regarding the like, I have seen that there's like some tricky boxes right at the start that you need to suck in because they are they're out of your reach.
Yeah, I certainly didn't know. So mad people yelling at me when I was trying to practice this about them.
King is a boxer, so he had to death abuse.
Oh, he's taking it really slow now.
Yeah. He turned around here and just let the water flow.
And he managed to expertly weave his way through his nitros. Like it definitely is a little tough like that whenever you're like right in front of its business and you're trying to like get control back again. Let's see if Cookie would be good here. I think he'd be good. There we go. That wouldn't be a Cookie to do it twice.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that he got to go there again.
Oh no, and Tears is sacrificing the blow bat to the Nitro. No, Tears! It's like, I'm pretty sure he's like the only person to see do that. You can actually suck up like those like little bats with the Wampa fruit with your vacuum, and you can just use that to blow up the Nitro instead of the TNT. But it's honestly kind of upsetting.
Cookie is entering the third dimension. Sixth dimension, what am I saying?
Yeah, technically the 11th dimension.
Because it will introduce the third boss. And the boss of this dimension, there's a cutscene before this level starts. Cortex.
Yo, Cortex? Yeah, wait, are we already at the end of the game?
Yeah, there's only 6 boss in this game, obviously.
Yeah, but 11th dimension, pretty cool. I know, as you can see, we got our third mask here, Kapunawa. I was mentioning a little bit with Kapunawa earlier about how I know you could do some glitch movement. He technically did a little bit of it right there, like it was a small time warp as it called, that he was able to like do in order to like bounce off that nitro without getting hit.
Just to get it off faster out of the range, basically.
Yeah.
You only have to press the both buttons, because there are 2 buttons for the power up you can use, so it allows for stuff like this happening.
Yeah, and you can definitely get crazy with it. As I was saying earlier, you can really abuse that at 30 FPS, and that's exactly what we do in any percent.
You can hear the Cortex laugh. I guess you already know who is the last playable character in this game. It was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Tears unfortunately missed the box.
We'll see him in a few levels, so yeah.
Tears
Doesn't-
def abusing because he forgot the boxes. English.
Yeah, I was about to say, Tears needs to... Yeah, this is, yeah, he's definitely gonna take it slow here. I don't blame him. Oh, okay, okay. That was pretty nice from Tears right there.
So stuff behind the waterfall, obviously, because there has to be something behind the waterfall.
Well, I mean, is it really a video game if there isn't?
Yeah. That's the question the scientists are trying to answer to this day. Tears got the no Dilodali first, in the first visit, didn't have to restart. It definitely helps him catch up to Cookie.
And I know this level likes to hide stuff a little bit more towards the back of that there. As you see, there's one small crate back there.
There's
And-
more stuff behind the waterfall, obviously, because one hidden box behind the waterfall is not enough. So there are two hidden boxes.
Yeah, I mean, Bob's
Behind
pulled out
waterfall.
all the punches for this game, what can I say?
Waterfalls for Bob, as they say.
And now up next is, I know definitely, well, this next level, I know not too many runners enjoy this. They call it one of the more cursed levels. But of course, I know Cookie's got to fix his timer first. So, there you go, Tears. Now I get to see how he does this bonus right here.
You like ignore the time he took to fix the timer for the sake of the race because like it's unfortunate and that just happens.
Yeah, but we at least have a timer up there.
Yeah, the correct timer. It's like
Yeah.
probably like about 15 seconds slower than what it says, but like let's just ignore that because you just have to fix that. So you know. And this enemy can like kill you easily
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, his hitbox is just garbage. So you can just get absolutely memed on by that guy.
Put it safe there. There's a box up there, obviously. Meanwhile,
Yeah, it
Tears
only-
got the hidden gem in Snow Way Out. Snow Way Out was one of the demo levels for this game before it released. So that's
Yes.
a fun fact.
Yeah, as you see here, Cookie's on the rail section here, which I know this is only the rail section of the game that can be sped up using the Kapunawa Time Warp, as we've mentioned already. Although you can't, you have to kind of do it conservatively though on the ACG because you can't miss all the boxes and everything. But it's
And
still a little,
also in any present, if you go too fast, you can like make it so the doors don't open anymore.
oh, okay, okay. Oh, so never mind. The TNT's got that crate, right? The TNT's got that crate back there, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting a little worried there for a moment.
Yeah, Alpha Runner yelling at him about that crate, but it turns out it blows itself up to like, you know.
Yeah, it's just definitely makes for a little bit of a Monka moment. I've never seen it.
So one fact to mention about Aqua in this game actually. The runners didn't get the triple mask anywhere yet. You can get it, but you can only get it while you're playing as Crash or Coco. The triple doesn't work on other characters actually, which is somewhat interesting. That Aqua only gets the third mask form in for Crash and Coco and not for Dingo, Tona and Cortex.
Yeah, I see Cookie's gonna hit that checkpoint first. I know usually what I see be done is they do that whole little route, get to the hidden gem, and then they do the checkpoint. Because I know certainly if one were to die, that would, you know,
Actually, it wouldn't be too annoying. You can get the crate from the top, and if you had already the hidden gem, you don't have to go there again.
that is true. It's just a matter of, I know that's just the routing I'm used to seeing. There's still like little different ways that you can go about it, but I know usually the ones I've seen are pretty standard amongst this category.
Okay, them stay frosty, he's entering birth rebuilding. Before the patch that improved Polar's hitboxes, or rather how he breaks the boxes, it was one of the hardest levels in the run. But now that the Polar was maybe not fixed per se, because it's not like he was broken, you could definitely learn it, but he was made easier, most like, I would say.
Yeah, I'll say the hitbox is alright.
It makes the level way less stressful now in ACG. And the yellow gem route is coming up for Cookie. This is the third one.
And I was saying earlier, it's going to look familiar to if anyone's played the first Crash game. I know everybody loved these levels. But luckily in this game, it's actually very easy because you get the side spin, double jump, and everything, unlike the OG Crash one.
Yeah, that is definitely the road to nowhere and high route. Shout out.
Yeah, and you get Kapunawa for really no reason back there. You really don't need her, I guess, unless if you're trying to land on those broken platforms there.
Also, the game likes to say find the hidden core gem in order to access the platform, and if you have the gem. So, you know. Actually, in one of the paths, it says that at the end of the third path, they misplaced it probably somehow. So, that's actually funny. You actually have to be careful with the nitros there, because if you break some nitros and activate the cutscene, you can break nitros in such a way that doesn't explode the box on the right, and you can end up missing one box, actually.
Not sure if I knew that one.
I remember it happening to Rico that he missed a box somehow, and I just checked it out and it's like, oh, so you can miss that box by accident if you like break the boxes next to the nitros next to it and activate the cutscene too fast. Yeah, you will end up destroying only the nitros next to it, and the box will stay unbroken, and there are no nitros next to it to destroy it with the nitro detonator.
Yeah, that was pretty good use of time warp in that bonus by Cookie there, cutting out a little bit the animation time of jumping on those boxes instead of like time warping right onto them. And now we're on the polar section, which I know since they fixed it, aforementionedly, not too bad.
Yeah, they changed it so the 2x2 box formations will break if you break only one box. Because you used to be able to even break only one box out of there and be speed rate suddenly, which wasn't very nice for your insanely perfect relic attempts when you have to go through the whole level just to attempt polar and you die. And then you miss the box and you have to die or rather restart the level.
Yeah, but now it's not too bad, especially for this level right here. It's already approaching the end of the level, and I know if you enjoy Polar a lot, don't worry, he's going to come back next level, because we got an extra timeline level.
This is the last Tona timeline level, actually. Not the last Tona level, but the last timeline level for her.
Yeah, so we're almost done with her, thank God.
Tears, meanwhile, oh, that was a little sketchy for him there. He's about to finish the yellow jump path.
Yeah, so I know, definitely this is not a fun level to play, that's for sure. Not only is Mutana, but you'll definitely see when it comes to the platforming, it can be kind of annoying, because things are now electrified. And you have to be careful with your timing on all those platforms.
Ironically, though, I think it's like one of the better usage of the timeline levels. Because you get
Yeah.
to play Polar again, technically. So it can be changed up enough to feel different from the main path. And you also get sent back into the crush section kinda late into the level, basically where Tears is right now.
Yeah, that's the thing with the extra timelines, where it's like, you know, it might seem repetitive, and it is, but I know when you're playing on the ACG and all that, when you had to break all those boxes anyway, I feel like it's already like a different enough of a challenge to make it feel just a little bit different.
I think timeline levels, as I said earlier, work in some cases and don't work at all in other cases.
Yeah, this one is at least not too long. Like, you start, like, pretty much, like, you know, right before the polar section, so it's really not bad.
Also, excuse me for a second. I'll be back shortly.
Alright, and it was just me taking over right now. No, Cookie right now. So actually, there actually is a weird thing with building bridges right here, and you just got it right here. There actually is a form of a box stoop in this game, and I believe it can only be done on this level. As you can see, when you win that bonus, you start off with one box already, so that tells you that it worked. So if you were to like go through this entire level and break every box, you would actually get 229 out of 228 boxes, which you could still get the gem for it. It doesn't really matter if you have one extra, but it's kind of like one of those interesting quirks where it's like, hey, look, you get the box stoop here, and if you miss one box in the polar section, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not sure why that happens. I'm pretty sure it's just when you break that TNT and as it explodes, you go in the bonus, it somehow would do that. I cannot confirm or deny that. I just know it happens. It's a little strange. So, as I said, if you enjoyed Polar, he's back again, so don't worry. But this is the last time you'll see him, unfortunately. So enjoy him while you still can.
I'm back. I have to go to the toilet and grab something to drink because I'm
Alright.
thirsty.
Yeah, I just went over the fact that it's the weird thing, there's a box stoop in building bridges. Which Cookie managed to do.
You can actually box, do two boxes actually.
Really? Now?
If you are fast enough, you can break the two of the boxes. Then the TNTs explode when you're in the bonus already.
Yeah,
So that can happen.
Yeah, it's just weird how that happens, though, where it's like, I mean, I know really the only other case I remember box scooping in, like, a Crash game or particularly speedrun, definitely when it comes to Crash 2 is the most well-known. Oh yeah, as you see, Cookie finished low 220 out of 228, but it doesn't matter. He can finish with extra and it won't hurt him.
Yeah, Box you think is using OG Crash to speedrunning twice in 2 levels, actually. One is easy, one is hard.
And now we get the Cortex boss fight, so this is the final boss, right?
Yeah, the Cortex is the last boss in all games, obviously. That's why to Insanity is 13 minutes long.
Yeah, and I know there's there's gonna be this there is this strat you can do for Cortex here, but I don't think any of these runs are gonna do it. But it does definitely make the fight go faster. I know if you somehow hit those punch bots in a certain way, it can actually go through Cortex instead of exploding into him.
It will like go under him through the wall.
Yeah,
And then when you death abuse, the punch bot will appear immediately.
yeah, so
you can hit it again.
Yeah, so you can make this fight go really fast by hitting the first 2 punch bots through him, then death abusing, and then 2 punch bots will spawn. You can skip the 3rd phase, and then after a bit, you can skip the final phase. It definitely saves a lot of time. Although I know none of our runners will be doing it here. They'll be doing the swag walk, as we call it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Cookie looked into that yet. Anyway, Right, Tears is in the bottom, so beating bridges. Now you can see the cool thing. There's no animation, crash, crouching. So
God,
it's a
like,
Roomba now.
I can't stop laughing at that.
It's always so funny when it happens. He's just fucking. He's schmoving.
Oh my god. Alright. Well, we're
He's
back with
the Wrath of Cortex reference. There's also Cortex at the start of this fight says, "Crash Bandicoot, it's about time," and you know it's comedy.
You said the thing. Roll credits. And most surprisingly, as it turns out, that was now the final boss, and now Cortex and Crash are together.
It turns out Entropy not only wants to take over the universe, he wants to rewrite it, so he becomes a god. And he
So,
has
yeah.
a new partner, which will be revealed in the next dimension.
Yeah, so now, like, this is very much, like, you get vibes of almost every Crash game in this game. So this is very much a Twin Sanity vibe, the fact that Cortex and Crash have to work together right now. But for now, we get a new dimension, the Agathis dimension. It's your standard, you know, prehistoric level for Crash. Although, I think this level is pretty easy for how late in the game it is.
Yeah, it's kind of not bad actually. I think it's like decently. It's a decent difficulty for how far it is in the game.
Yeah, really the only thing that I find scary with this is the fact...
But
you always
Tears unfortunately missed a box in building bridges and he'll have to go through it
no.
again.
Oh, no.
That is unfortunate.
Oh, I know building bridges is quite the quite kryptonite for Tears there. I mean, it's not an easy level.
So now both runners had to restart the level,
Yeah.
but Tears also went ahead and finished the level also, so now he doesn't have to worry about too many deaths because he already has that gem.
Yeah. I know I was gonna say before, I know when it comes to this level Cookies on Blasted Pass, really the only worrying thing in it for me is like when you're like in the rail grind sections and you're moving onto that tree and you kind of need to like squeeze through it. It can definitely be a meme, alright? That's really the only part that can really kind of screw with you, I think. You'll definitely see more towards the end, but for now, we get some fun, more Kapunawa puzzles here. Cookie's actually going to be third master form here, so make things a little bit faster for him because he doesn't need to stop and manually body slam those crates.
I'm pretty certain this is the first third master form of the run.
Yeah. There's not like too many times you go into it because not only some levels have like really like no masks at all pretty much, or like most of the time, you know, you'll just be looking at death abuse from. Because unlike another,
you also can't take them through the other levels. So
yeah,
once you finish the level, you lose the mask. Also, there's a hidden gem.
Yeah, so you might as well
right.
death abuse as much as you can with it. Or not death abuse, but more like abuse with the mask. The aforementioned meme trees. All right, well, good thing you didn't get memed.
Nice, we are getting closer to Schnorgle.
Yeah,
Also known as Tim the Cat.
I would say Tim the Cat. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant, right?
I'm confused as to why Tears is skipping the checkpoint actually.
Box stoop. I don't know. Oh boy.
He doesn't have to worry about that, don't worry.
Yeah, he won't, but it's still like, oh boy. But if he skipped the checkpoint, then he would need the box. Okay, but he did get it, so. Oh, look. If you look at the cookie screen, hey, look, it's the last character.
He's definitely most disliked character in the speedrunning scene.
I just have that take where it's like, I don't think playing Cortex is bad, it's just only when he works. But that's a big if for when he works.
I personally dislike Tona more, but that's me. I always have weird opinions.
I don't know. I definitely like I definitely like playing as Cortex more, but he is definitely the least functional. Like,
Yeah.
you can
So
see
you can-
Cookie there. He had to kind of use his ray gun like several times there on the enemy because that's just like that box is like impossible to break half time if you don't like shoot that enemy in like a particular position.
He has to be on like the right height, so you have to hit him like a million times for him to be, so you can even reach the boss somehow. And all the side characters different, but also they like sometimes don't really function. So that's the biggest gripe with them.
Yeah, it's really only Dingo Dow that works the most consistent.
About that. I'm having fun. Can you tell?
And another annoying quirk about Cortex 2 is you'll notice he's actually the only character without a double jump at all. So he has this very awkward single jump that can very much not work as well. So when you're like trying to jump up on some of the terrain here, you'll just straight up just, you know, not do it. You'll just like kind of get stuck on it.
Also, I'd like to point out that technically Cortex is the most pacifist character in the game, because he doesn't kill any enemies. Like, okay, he might be turning
right.
to like some weird platforms and leave them like that, and that might seem cruel, but hey, at least they are not dead, huh?
Yeah, I mean, who's the real bad guy here?
It might be a fate worse than death, but you know.
I've made a few
It's still alive.
to my blimp.
All right, but that was a pretty good Cortex though from Cookie. Like, definitely with enough practice, you can definitely get good with Cortex. It's just that he'll definitely have some moments where he just doesn't want to work with you because that ray gun, especially like if for those like 3 bugs in like the volcano section, all that, it just can straight up just not work for you.
Now the game tells me that you unlock Cortex. He, of course, is in the timeline to No Way Out,
Me?
which is ship happens, which you know what to replace the P with, I'm sure.
Yeah, Bob was not holding back on these level names.
Yeah, Bob is being very funny right now.
But this is actually not too bad of a level for Cortex, so it's I think it's pretty simple.
They developed it for the Dingo, so obviously they tried here. Tears is in the third phase. I think he was trying to get the trick to get the early hits, but unfortunately didn't get it.
Yeah, he I'm glad he's trying because I know I definitely try and press a lot on my streams and he tends to watch them, so I think he was definitely wanted alright. I mean I probably would have came up to him anyway. It's like, yo, why didn't you do it?
What happens if I hit all the buttons at once?
But nevertheless, Cookie finished the Cortex section. That was another, like, he's definitely not doing bad with Cortex right now.
In the Cortex section, and he has the part of Snow Way Out, the huge part of Snow Way Out left.
Yeah, I know. It's just like puts you nearly back to the very beginning.
That's one of the timelines that had like kinda bad with the spacing of where to put Crash section.
And there's quite a bit of box puzzles here as well.
Oh, that's an unfortunate death.
Yeah,
because-
definitely when it comes to deaths in this level, with all the box puzzles and all that, it definitely is definitely loses quite a bit of time.
Another death, he needs the box. Yeah, you can spend a lot of time on this section and die right before the checkpoint, and you have to do it again.
Yeah, you basically have to go like every direction, so it's definitely not fast.
You have to go behind, right, left, forward, everywhere, upwards.
And there's always something behind the waterfall as well, but this time it's an exclamation crate.
It made the other exclamation crate appear.
Alright, you managed to get that time, so it's a good solid
Just to
section.
point out, when the TNT is already about to explode and you hit the checkpoint, the TNT and the crates next to it will already count into the box counter. So you don't have to backtrack in case of a death. Which is a nice addition for this.
Now we get, I mean, this is not as long, this section, but it's pretty much, you know, similar.
Here is about to finish the bonus of Blast to the Pass. He only has one mask, which means he won't get the triple mask here, like Cookie did.
So yeah, so it's definitely gonna be slower doing that, but you know, it's not the death of a run. I mean, when it comes to runs this long, like 3 hours long, it's not like, it's not gonna be as impactful as it would be like an any percent run for this game. Cookie going on to the next level. So again, like other than the 2 deaths, it wasn't too bad. So now we get Dino Dash. I mean, you gotta have dinosaur chase scene in the Crash game. Gotta have it. Although this one's actually pretty cool right here. You'll be seeing it after he goes through this and then the rail grind.
Not Blast, but Dino Dash is another demo level. The Cookie took an unfortunate death there.
Yeah, those things are kind of annoying, not gonna lie.
There we have Lani Lolly, who we didn't see in a while, actually.
Yeah, he still has some fun parts. So, I mean, this roll grind's interesting with him. Although I know when I'm not playing ACG, my favorite thing to do is phase out those boxes right before I hit them, just to annoy people. Well, fortunately, we're playing ACG. We can't do that. But now we got our good friend. Hey, look at this. We get a T-Rex chase scene.
With chat comparing Garbage LST to Trash SRT. Like they're not both good. Oops. Did someone say that out loud? Got him.
Well, who's laughing now?
Well, yeah, but that would just be one of 3 chase sections of this dinosaur, so he's certainly not going away anytime soon.
Guys, there is no good Crash game or Spyro game, just accept it. Just accept it. Garbage bucket's better. Enough.
See, I don't really...
Even I don't believe that, anyway.
See, I only have one choice. I only run this game, so...
Tears got the crate first try there. Impressive.
Bouncy.
He broke some boxes. He def abused there for cycles, I believe. Is he aware that he skipped a box there? Not sure actually.
Alright, well that was a pretty good, done Dino Dash bonus, but now it's like, hey look, we get our rail grind, a mini rail grind, and we get our dinosaur friend back.
He did get that box, okay, I wasn't sure. But he has to go around anyway because he missed that box, so that's unfortunate for him.
Pretty good slide spin on those Dino's heads as well. So that could be a little finicky.
If you're not careful, you can die to that TNT that Cookie managed to only start the countdown.
Yeah, I
If
learned
you,
that the hard way.
if you mess up your jumps, you'll end up double jumping into it. And it will just explode on your head.
Do good guys
And
have
that won't be a pleasant experience.
much to learn?
And unfortunately, I know for now, I wouldn't say for now, our Dado friend's gonna die there, but don't worry, he's gonna come back.
And die again.
Yeah, and die again, yes. But at least you get to see him again. I know this is everyone's, well, I know this is definitely one of those infamous levels in the game right here. Definitely for ACG. As good as Dingo is, he cannot save this level. And of course that
This is
level,
like
yeah.
the worst or second worst timeline level in the game.
Yeah, and of course, you know, that level being appropriately named Rock Blocked.
I think you know what to replace the R with, huh?
Might need a little explaining.
Yeah, as we said earlier, Bob really likes the level names. You can do any trick there with that cookie that go with the TNT bar from this side. So you kill both the plant and the destructible wall.
Yeah, it's definitely slow as well. It's just like, but there will at least be one part later on where it's like you can kind of get around it without breaking it.
Must reach the spot.
Timeline level. This is actually a pretty long timeline level. I'm not sure which one's actually the longest, but this feels long.
That timeline is very long.
Yeah, and not only is this part kind of, you know, kind of longish for a timeline level, when you play as Crash again, you get taken over right after the first chase scene, so you gotta deal with 2 more of those dino chase scenes.
Both runners are in the timeline levels now. We have some Dingo Cortex action.
Yep. Oh yeah, good. Cookie managed to break all those one TNT, because I know those could be very finicky.
Yeah, some like there's like some sort of auto aim, but sometimes if you auto aim is only on one box, I think, because sometimes when you only break one box, it's impossible to hit the other boxes suddenly. The auto aim is kind of finicky for this. We have some 2D section for Dingo. Also to point out, this is our last Dingo timeline and second last Dingo level.
Yeah, for, you know, any time levels you see from here are just gonna be from Cortex. He's got a couple more left in him. Although you'll still see Dingo again. I mean, you'll still see all these characters in one of the last dimensions.
Yeah, the bonus dimension after we defeat Entropy.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Pretty cool how they add that, honestly.
Yeah, they've made Entropy the final boss and added the cool bonus dimension.
And so now, Cookie's
Tears
taking
also
over
died in the section. I missed it, unfortunately.
her section. But yeah, but Cookie finishes up as Dingo there, so now he gets to play this entire part yet again.
Yeah, the rock block really cuts out a little of the crash section, and you still play majority of it, which is not a very good design, honestly. But you know,
Well,
Bob,
gotta have
Bob
action.
makes some good decisions and some bad decisions.
Yeah, most their bad decisions really just kind of deal with the fact that, man, did he go overboard with some of this stuff. At least get that far.
Poor decisions like let's ask Dinox to create inverted levels.
I mean, the inverted levels themselves aren't a bad idea. It's just the fact that you need them for completion.
If they would be optional, that would be great.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really optional content, quote unquote, that should have been optional but instead are required.
So you can see that Tears earlier used the enemy snake to his use, only broke one box himself and the other was broken by the enemy. Yeah, he'll be finishing up No Way Out. And then he'll go to the Dino Dash and then Rock Blocked. Meanwhile, Cook is at the last 2D section of Rock Blocked.
Yeah,
And he's on to the last section where the Dino will survive this time around. For sure, I believe.
I also say maybe he'll actually live.
No, who makes the same mistake twice?
Well, I mean,
Then, unfortunate.
but yeah, but I know with that, Cookie will be moving on to a new dimension, and we'll be getting the last of our 4 quantum masks, which is I know it's kind of trippy to get used to. Ika, aka the anti-gravity mask, definitely be used pretty predominant in this level.
At this point in the game, we learned that Entropy got himself a girlfriend. He's the girlfriend.
Yeah, it's just literally an alternate dimension version of Entropy, and we even get to see a cameo from Oxide. You know, remember Oxide from CTR?
Yeah, he would appear in a cutscene, but there's no cutscene. But we'll get to hear him. Don't worry.
Yeah, he'll have some dialogue next level. And here we see Ikika in action, you know, going on the ceiling for stuff and all that. I know if he were an ACG, I know definitely Ikika is used to definitely break these levels a bit, because as you can imagine, anti-grav, you can definitely use that to break levels, and we definitely do for this level, but that's any percent.
Yeah, they didn't put too much death planes outside the level, so why would they? Reference to Bash. That sounds Cures Roscat. I love it.
Yeah, it should just be the... I mean, it basically is just the 100% category, at least how we would recognize it. At least how I would.
I think if there was only an ending for 100%, then no, that idea would ironically work, actually. Although pass and play is not something that should exist like this. Pass and play is basically like multiplayer, where you just give other people controller, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's basically like old school multiplayer.
I hate it. I've been baited.
It's only had one use, and that was to help out with that little like trick for launch here, as like training wheels basically.
Yeah, it gives you an outline so you can see yourself better through the walls even.
Yeah, that's about the only usage you'll ever see in a speedrun, but even then, that's not something that, you know, you would want to keep forever. As said, it's basically training wheels, so... We're still moving through everything fine. You know, we gotta go through kind of annoying, like just these short rail sections with the nitros and all that. And the upcoming is certainly everyone's favorite part of this level, casually.
Out for Launch also is one of the levels where you can be short on Wumpa. And its timeline counterpart as well is like that. So it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, but Cookie moving through is pretty well. Now we get to, as said, definitely, this is an annoying section casually. I know it's pretty hard to get used to this anti-grab mask at first, but this part just basically just kind of forces you to try to get used to it. Although he moved that up pretty easily. I know it's definitely easier with a lot of practice, but that's definitely not a fun part to do at first.
I might as well say now that the counterpart of this level that is coming up, Shipping Error, has these nitros actually bounce sometimes, which can easily kill you as you won't have any masks there. Because there are no masks in Crash section. Actually.
Yeah. And whenever it comes to shipping error, it's definitely everyone's favorite timeline level, 100%.
Now that we have Cook in Dingo timeline and Tears in Cortex timeline, we'll have a little switch up and Cookie will be in a Cortex timeline and Tears will be in a Dingo timeline.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, but definitely there was an award for like the most hated timeline level. I'm pretty sure it is this one.
Oh, he missed the exclamation mark box in the...
Yep, sounds about right for Cortex.
So he either had to def abuse or restart the level, and restarting the level is faster in this case. As he also will get still the 3 death limit.
Yeah, probably for this. Said like Cortex, pretty annoying for this section. So
actually, this level includes the third state that the Cortex can turn enemies into. Now he can also turn them into air, basically.
yeah, but I mean, at that point, when they'd be technically dead because they're nothing.
They still have eyes, so you know. I guess they're still alive. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, and I know this section is definitely pretty annoying. Although, again, like with everything, Cookie's making it look pretty easy.
He got the cycle here. Right after the checkpoint, it opened up for him, and he could have let go through. Also, he'll use the dash attack there, so to hit the exclamation mark box through the wall. So he doesn't have to do the awkward jump over the arrow crate with the metal crate on top of it.
It's good that he avoided that sniper enemy as well. That sniper enemy is definitely one of the most annoying enemies in the game. As the name suggests, it literally snipes you. So if you're not too careful, it actually lasts for a fair while, so if you're not too careful, it could just, you know... Well, yeah, snipe you. That's basically what it does. It's just annoying. That's all I'm trying to say.
He's done with the Cortex section. He's now into the Crash section. The Nitros near the rails can jump now, obviously, because no reason.
Yeah, we love our Nitro RNG.
It can literally kill your insanely perfect relic atoms. Like the Nitros bounce in general in this game, but they added the mechanic that if the Nitro bounces under you, then you will bounce off it and not die, actually. As a prevention to not die to RNG. But, you know, if you're on the rail, it won't bounce when you're railing.
Yeah, we get to go through the bonus here, and I know the bonus is just like, it just kind of go all out on this level's bonus, I swear.
Pierce is done with the Dingo section, so now he's off to Crash section, or rather Coco section.
Oh yeah, you can see with that enemy there, Cookie had to kind of dodge that bit. Like, that orb they shoot lasts a long while.
I always take that slowly just to be sure they like hit and then I move and kill them even.
Yeah, I usually just...
He's good on Wumpas.
Yeah, it would definitely not be a fun level to have to restart, so I think he should be fine once he gets his golden wampa. That's usually whenever they get it. Or, oh,
Barely, barely.
Oh my god, I was getting a little scared there. That goes to show you how tight it is.
But he gets it. Then moves on to the next level. At this point in the plot, they want to stop entropy, but Tauna is like, no guys, I don't want you dead again. Because the counterpart of Crash and Cock from the other dimension are dead, you know? And she's like,
Yeah.
guys dead again.
Yeah,
So
the
you stay there.
female counterpart to entropy killed them actually.
The more you know, the plot.
And now you heard a little bit of entropy, not entropy, Xen oxide. That's what I meant to say. And now
You can learn some stuff about Oxide's life.
yeah, and look at that hidden gem. Like, you definitely know it's there first time. Yeah, it's really all this is like once you just hit with the definitely once you find out where those hidden gems are, just a memorization.
Or Cook is in a tough spot, but he manages. Oxide's wife.
Yep, slow down for those cycles as well.
Yeah.
They're certainly annoying.
It's Oxide and his wife have a very unhealthy relationship, it seems. I'm pretty sure also Oxide becomes caffeine addict.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm pretty sure that happens. He becomes a caffeine addict, and then, yeah, they actually, you know, divorced. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, but he's still the most amazing racer of the galaxy or whatever. The more you know of the lore.
Yeah.
Cook,
Aww.
Cookie, unfortunately, neither. Tears
Yeah,
is about to finish up the chase section, and he's about to move into the 8th dimension. He
You see,
looks
that is,
around to make sure he had enough Oompa there.
Yeah, that's definitely where these bonuses would get annoying with the fact that like it's a pretty long bonus for you to go all the way to the end, then all the way to the beginning, then all the way back. It's pretty long.
Yeah. Go to the end, go to the start, and go back to the end.
Yeah, it's a little much for this. It's already casually, it's a pretty hard bonus, so. Now Cookie just has the rest of this level. There's not too much to this level left. I know you do get this interesting section coming up where it's actually more of a puzzle. It's not the most common occurrence within Crash games to have like a puzzle sequence.
And not in a classic platformer, in a way. Like the classic formula. There's a lot of pathing insanity after all.
Cookie tried to get like a little shortcut there, but didn't quite get it.
You can slide through there, but he just didn't get it, which doesn't lose so much.
Yeah. If anything, it just has a bigger chance of killing you. But, you know, we go for it because it looks cool.
Yeah. This is the last we hear of the Oxide for now. I mean, in general, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't, like, he only gets a small cameo. He's not really part of the bigger story at hand.
Yeah, he's just being forced to help the entropies.
Yeah, I think when I first was playing this casual, I was really, really hoping that we would get, like a race section with him. I was really hoping for that. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. We are in the Crash Landed, which is the name of a game that was cancelled, actually. And the start of this level is no-go, actually.
Yep.
Another reference to Glory. Yeah, that's an unfortunate death there.
Well, I mean, hey, we enjoy Sunogo. We gotta do it again.
He decides to restart the level because this level is long and like having one death right at the start is like not worth it. if he didn't even hit the first checkpoint, so might as well restart the level already.
In general, this is just a pretty cool level. Like, can't lie there. It's a lot of interesting stuff to it. And it's one of those like few levels outside of the 11th dimension that would have ice physics. Although technically, I think that's just slime. But
Yeah, but it works like ice, so you...
it's basically ice. So.
We have a polar counterpart coming up, actually.
Yeah, Tim the cat. We all
Yeah.
love Tim the cat.
Officially known as Snurgles. But we
thanks.
named him Tim, and after GDQ he became a cat.
Yeah, I'll say thanks to was it like Abdul or like Merkaz? I can't remember.
I think it was Abdul saying that
Yeah.
it's a cat or something. So
Yeah, I'll say thanks to Abdul. He's been reborn.
some of the runners called him Tim already shortly after the game release. Officially it's a Snurgle, so people called him that also. And now after GDQ he's also Tim the cat, so he's known as on a lot of names.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get to see him again.
Cookie gets the triple mask here, which saves nice amount of time here. Can just drop down here. Camera will fix itself shortly.
And unfortunately, there's also an Armas back there, so he still gets to maintain triple mask form for this next part.
This level has a lot of triples compared to the rest of the game. A little shaky there for him.
Yeah, there's like I don't know why there's so many masks in this level. There just are. But we'll take him.
I mean, yeah.
Good to see our big boy Joseph here. You saw Tim the cat. This is Joseph right here.
Yeah. Officially known as Mama Snurgles, but her name is Joseph. Masker overall to the tiny because I think I'm not sure how in this game actually. In Crash 1 and 2 original it cancels out. In Crash 3 it resets the timer of the triple mask. In Twok also it resets the timer. In GBA games I think it adds up. In Twins I'm not sure. In NST it cancels. So if you get another triple mask it does nothing. But I'm not sure how to do this game actually. There isn't that many masks around.
Yeah, it's not very common to go and do triple mask form in this game, as it would be for others.
And some nice strats in the bonus.
Yeah, it's a very trippy bonus to do casually with Iki Ika. Oh, unfortunate for Tears over there. You got Cortex there. I know there's also a fun movement tech you can do in this section too. With Ika Ika in the ice, you can actually, like, when you slide on the ice and then you activate Ika Ika, it can give you like, quite a big boost.
There's also actual hidden gem in this level where you have to go back a little.
Yeah, so yeah, Cookie did that a little bit, but I know they can't do it like too much because, well, boxes, you know. And that's definitely abused at any percent.
Now we get the Schnurgle section again.
Yeah, Tim the Cat Part 2. And it's a pretty long, it's a fairly long section here, so you get to see him for quite a bit before he goes away.
In fact, it carries over to the end of the level. At this point. This level ends with Tim the Cat throwing Crash to the portal.
Yeah, I know that reminds me. So I remember there is technically a skip for this level, but it does not save a lot of time. And it skips the section. But as I said, it basically uses that whole zombie mechanic we talked about earlier. And that's how you would skip Luis. You can do that in the first Tim section and go, like, basically float to the end of level from there. But as I said, barely any time save. And besides, it's kind of boring compared to playing this level.
Like, You also don't see anything because the stuff doesn't load, so you have to estimate where the end of the level box is, so to finish the level. It does save some time, but it's very
Yeah.
hard. Also, I just wanted to say another reason to hate Tona is that she later admits to eating a Schnurgle. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I didn't need any more reason to hate her. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed Tim the Cat. That's the last you'll see him on Cookie Zen, but don't worry, when Tears gets there, you're going to see him again. Alright, and now I actually really hope Cookie goes for the meme here, or like one of them. Like, one of them's gotta go for the meme, right? Because now we're heading into the Entropy boss fight, and before then, we get this rail grind, which usually serves as the official bathroom break of the run, because you don't have to do anything. But there are all these fruit here you can gather, and if you manage to gather all of it, you get a nice little meme at the end of it. So I don't know if Cookie's gonna go for it, but we'll see. Any donations? Cookie, you better go for it. Alright, looks like he's going for it.
Tona says at some point in the later level that Schnurgle Shank was killer after eating food, so she ate a Schnurgle. It's unfortunate, you know.
So hope everyone's ready to see a good meme. Alright, about to be the last one, and boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Whoa!
It's the funny.
He said the funny word. Whoa! Yeah, but it's just one of those like fun like Easter eggs there. Getting all the fruit there.
Yeah. There is a skip in this boss that doesn't work on PC because you need to continue jumping from a cannon. There's like a end of the level box behind this section that
Yeah.
you can get to on consoles.
Yeah, for really no particular reason. It's really weird. I'm pretty sure it's the only boss fight that actually has that.
Yes, as far as I know. This fight is also very anticlimactic. Just saying.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate where it's like, it's all that build up, all that, with the grind rail right there, just to have this fight where you don't really even fight them, you just kind of fight their little building,
Yeah. Quite honestly, the game is not really finished, actually.
Well, yeah, we got that bonus dimension. We already talked about it.
Like, at the end to run it by you, I'm pretty sure Reaper was supposed to be a mini boss at the end of it.
Oh yeah, like, I know... Yeah,
There's even a team for him in the style of run it by you. Yeah, that's the end of the fight. You don't even hit them. You hit the generators. That's it. But yeah, this is the final boss, end of the game. Now the bonus dimension. The next dimension. This is a very cheerful one.
Yeah, so I remember when we were talking about inverted levels and filters, I remember I was mentioning one later dimension that has underwater physics. Yeah, this is it. If you play these levels inverted, they're all underwater. And it's very slow and it's very bad.
Underwater means that it plays on the 66% of speed of the normal gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but it's definitely annoying.
Oh, that's a bad death for Cookie there.
Yeah, I mean, Food Run will do that to you.
Yeah, he doesn't bother resetting the level though, because it's not likely he'll die more than 3 times here. Or gives Tears a chance, in case he does die more than 3 times.
Yeah. Tears, you know, he's I actually don't know. Well, yeah, he's on Stone Away right now. So I mean, you know, he's still not like incredibly far behind, but you know. Again, this is ACG. It's a long category. Like it could change on a dime. So Tears is certainly not out of it yet.
Not yet. It's not over until it's over, basically. Tears will go into the Crash Landing now as well. So if you
Yeah.
miss the Schnurgle, you get two more Schnurgles now.
Yeah, we love our cat.
Yeah. Also, Food Run is the first level that uses all Quantum Masks in it, not counting Falling Space. I'm talking like normal platforming levels, not the boss.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, that is fortunate there.
Yes, that's already on 2 deaths, so be on alert here for Cookie a little bit.
The TNTs get that box back there, I believe, so he doesn't have to break it. He'll break the top box with normal spin and then get the high jump with Akano. We didn't really talk about that, but it was used like
yeah, I
2
know.
times. If you bounce off the crate and then use Akano, you get a massive boost basically upwards.
Yeah, Kano is very much like momentum based. It's like whatever you're doing, like whatever move you're doing, just very much carries over like speed wise when you use him.
He carries whatever momentum you have at the moment.
Yeah, which is why when you triple spin with them, it's as overpowered as it is.
That's why triple spin it makes it very fast, especially for time trials.
Alright, also very nice bonus.
He's done with the bonus. Tears is entering the blue jump path. He has the triple mask.
That was nice slide spinning from him too, right there. I usually don't see the section get played too much. I mean, that's usually what happens whenever you play any percent. You really don't see much of this level.
There's a lot of skips in any percent for this game, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess with any percent in general. Like, like miss a lot of them, and it's basically like over. ACG, you definitely have some room. Like, obviously, there's big screw ups if you had to restart levels and all that, but it's a pretty long category, so you certainly have time to make stuff up.
Cookies entering one of the longest levels in the game in general, both completion and any present.
Yeah, so this is a good time to mention. I mean, this is ACG, right? But if let's say we weren't playing ACG, so we're finding a skip for this, right?
And it's soon TM boss.
It's the any percent struggle right here. But in ACG, we're forced to play this entire level regardless. So.
This level starts with Dingo, and halfway through you switch to Tona.
Yeah, so Dingo's section's pretty fun. Tana's section, not fun. It's pretty boring, actually. Because the majority of her level is just, like, rail grinding, and it's really not even, like, interesting rail grinding.
The rail grinding at Stona is less interesting than Crush and Coco. Because she can't even go beneath the grind trials. Can't even speak anymore, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but for now, just as I say, we get to have fun with Dingo. Just in general for this entire dimension, we go through all the characters in this dimension.
Yeah, because it's a happy ending.
Yeah, indeed.
Last dimension.
Yes, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we start Crash Coco first level, then we get Dingo and Tana this level, then we'll get Cortex next level. And then from there, we get the happy ending.
Yeah, end of the run. For sure.
Yeah, it doesn't even out on the boss.
Here's got another triple mask in this level. That's like 3 triple masks for this level, like Wow.
Yeah, I said that's just where a majority of them are. Like,
In most levels, you can't even get a 1 must.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, a lot of them, there's only like one or something.
Yeah.
So it's really odd how they overdid it with this level.
Lately there was some theory crafting for Rush Hour in any present for a skip. Nothing came out of it yet.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was.
We are somewhat hopeful, but like we don't like. I mean, if it happens, it'll be nice, but if it
Yeah.
doesn't, then yeah.
It was another runner, Nimpulk, and I remember we were playing around with it like earlier in the week. And we would have an idea of what needs to be done, but there's a ton of, because actually above Dingo right now, where his level ends, is where the end of level box is, and that's where you get his Tana. So in theory, if you were to get enough height, you can go up there as Dingo, but the problem is getting all that height. Like, really the only way you can do it right now is by jumping off all the nitros that the robots are holding. Although that's something you would need to play on unlimited FPS for in order to do. But even then, that's still not enough, so...
You also don't get enough height from it. So.
Yeah, it's basically like a pipe dream, but this level sucks and Tana sucks, so we kind of like, we're desperate.
At least like the eventual option for that to happen is there. Like, there is some foundation for that.
Yeah. I mean, just saying, if it theoretically existed, it would save it a whole 3 minutes off the run. So that would be massive.
Actually, the next level, called the Great Escape, there's actually a platform behind the start of the level that brings you to the end of it. So, but you have to get above the invisible walls and stuff. So it's another also dream for that to be found.
Really? It's like I know I move around the camera on these levels. I don't know if I ever saw that.
It's right behind that level. There's a platform, teleport platform to the end of.
And this would be like
No.
the next level, Cray Escape, you said, right?
Yes, Great Escape.
It'd be a good time for one of those high jumps to actually work.
Yeah, I looked into it, but like
Yeah.
nothing found yet. And I don't know if ever, but second one.
I said we can only hope, yeah.
Nah, Tears doesn't go
Aw,
for it.
Tears, yeah, Tears. He's all business.
I think he's going for a break, probably.
Yeah, I mean, Tears is all business here. He's here to run.
No, that he's not going for it. I might as well point out that Coco doesn't do war, she goes yeah, actually, instead. So they are, Crash and Coco are both different for this.
Yeah, for Crash, it goes whoa, and Coco says yeah. Although it's not as funny because, you know, we all know the whoa.
They truly just have to put something different for Coco. It also was the other meme, you know.
In my universe, bandicoots are considered pests. Just fit for
He's in the
extermination.
trophy fight now. It's about also enter the obviously last dimension, yes. Cookies nearing the end of Rush Hour.
Indeed so. I know, as you can see here, aforementioned, you can actually see the end of the Dingo section from here, and you can see it's literally right below where the end of the level is.
You can see the elevator Dingo used.
Our lost puppy has found its way home.
Now I know this is a pretty tricky section right here, having to dodge all this traffic. Although there's one thing good thing that Tana is good for, is with her hook shot. It can definitely be used to kind of save you a bit whenever you miss a jump and you're like kind of in the air. So you kind of like hook shot, and then hopefully, you know, that'll waste enough time to land on another car.
If you fail a jump, you can just back shot. And then you can also body slam. So get also a little more time in there. which
course,
saved some runners already.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, you know, somehow body slams actually can be useful. Or, you know, the in particular hook shot. Now we have another Cortex level. This is not the last time we'll see Cortex, however, though.
That, as I said, there is a potential skip using the teleport platform that the developers left in, but we have no way of getting out of bounds at the moment. One day, maybe, but for now, nah. We can only dream.
That was pretty good move with Cortex so far. This is a little tough whenever trying to move fast as Cortex with the dash in particular, because if you're trying to like get on the edge of a platform and you try to like dash, the timing of it's kind of tight. If you're like, if you basically do the dash then jump off the platform and then go into an R dash.
You have to go back there for the hidden jump. The Cortex, this level is kinda short actually, if you do it well.
Yeah, it's not too awful.
He has to wait for the cycle anyway, so he just destroys the bouncy crates normal way.
Yeah, but of course I know what this level is most gains the most people's ire from, casually at least, you know, is the end of it. So no, casually it's pretty difficult section to get used to.
He was closer to a death there, the trash room. Yeah, the last stretch of this level now. He'll meet up with the other characters and they live happily ever after.
Yes.
Except they don't!
Yeah, now why are we Crash? Why are we chasing after their
what
ship?
just happened? After Tona said that if she ate the Snurgle, something broke in Cortex and he kidnapped Kapunawa and decided to go back in time where it all started. So he's going to 1996.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
first,
when the original Crash 1 was released.
yeah, but first he's gotta break all these boxes, because that's kind of the trope part where it's like, you know, not all of them appear at once. And good thing he didn't miss that Nitro this time.
Yeah, he goes back in time. He wants to stop himself from creating Crash, of putting him into the vortex, basically.
Yeah, and now comes for the best dimension in the game.
Yeah, I think there's no debate that it's probably
Yeah.
the best dimension
Yeah.
in the whole game. It's just so well done, and the dialogue there is like amazing.
And it's also pretty difficult, so...
Also, you might have noticed that in the Great Escape, Cortex didn't say anything, actually. It's because he was already planning the thing, you know. He was thinking of how to win and stuff, you know.
And I know, unfortunately for Tears, I know he died once in the food run bonus.
We have some of the great quotes here, like Bonafide 10.
Yeah, it's just where the dialogue really shines in this game. And of course, Crody, I know you know I know you would know the big skip in here, one of them.
Yeah.
I know
There
you
is
would.
a skip for any present here,
It-
called Skip.
It bears your name.
Skip. No, it's called Skip because, oh well, I found it. So, like,
I mean, it's a solid skip, but you know, don't have for ACG. But I mean, at least on the PC version, there is something they can at least do.
it works on most versions still. Not on PS5 though, for example.
Yeah.
You can
Seems
skip
to-
an Ika here by
Yeah.
skipping the trigger, and it makes the level easier and faster with it.
Yeah, I know it turns to any percent. That was like the easy way of doing it, but then you could do, you know, you could do Crody skip too.
You can do the Crowdy skip also on Oh my. Unfortunate death for Tears. It's a fourth death, which means he'll have to re-enter food run now.
Yeah,
And he
but
was right at the end of the level.
well, you know, unfortunate. Now he could just do food run skip. He's gonna do food run skip, right?
He knows how to, then he can do it.
I don't think he actually knows how to. It's,
I only know the easy one.
well, yeah, the archaic one, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, he'll have to go through the level again. Any person wise, just don't die 3 times. Or 4 times rather even.
Oh yeah, now we get this big room with cookies in right here. There's a lot going on here. This is where having Ika makes it 1,000 times easier.
I think any person else keep this room. And you end up at about right here. In 90% anyway.
You know, or you know, you can aim it so you kind of, you know, land on that platform. That checkpoint is right there. I know I tend to aim for that platform there.
Tears doesn't go for the hard type, people rather the harder one at least. He'll go through the level normally. I don't know if he goes for the second one though.
Yeah, it's
We'll see.
yeah, I don't know because I know he does so many percent runs, but I know he's not. But this is where ACG is where he does shine the most.
Yeah.
As you can see with Nitro bonus here. Yeah, Nitro bonus is like for how hard the Cortex dimension is, that's a really easy bonus.
At least it's not the go to the end, go to the start of kind of bonus.
Yep. And Cookie's gonna be using a bit of the time warp here again from Kapunov. I know you can get really crazy and go 30 here, but of course, you know, you have to worry about boxes still.
Technically, you could do the whole run on 30 FPS, not change it at all. But
I mean, if
it's
you,
nice. It's nicer to look at 60 FPS, you know.
yeah, I mean, if you want to basically, you know, emulate how it's like running on Switch, then there you go. Oh, I see. Oh, was he trying for that? I looked over at Gears. It looked like he was trying for that, yeah.
Cook is about to enter Toxic Tunnels, which is actually an interesting level. There are no quantum masks in this one, which
Yeah,
means it's pure platforming, basically.
Indeed, and it's by far, you know, the hardest ACG level.
It's also the longest level in ACG, actually. There's the multi-core gem path coming up very soon. You have to go through all of the 4 gem paths, and there are no checkpoints in them. There are bosses, but there are no
Joe
checkpoints.
cannot die too many times. And what's
Actually,
even worse,
it's really like 3 gem paths than the last one, because the last one isn't really
Oh, yeah.
not that hard.
but
just
even
the
then,
section.
even at the compound, all that, after you get through all that, you still don't get a checkpoint immediately. You still have to go through a bit of a platform section before you reach in our checkpoint, so you're still at risk even when you leave it.
Also, Cookie grabbed the Oompa box, golden Oompa box behind the Nitros. This level can be tight on Oompas actually as well, so you have to look out for that. Yeah, there is a door. There's the first section, not really to any jump path. And now he enters the actual jump path, you could say. The door only opens if you have all the gems. Actually.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough section to get through. Like, I honestly don't. I mean, I'm just impressed how they go through it, if I'm being honest. Because I cannot do this in like 3 deaths or less.
This definitely is one of the toughest sections in the whole game. And even if you are going only for the box run, not even a semi-perfect relic, you have to do deathless anyway. Dying will bring you to the start of the whole thing, so you will be at the door.
You know, he bounced off the TNT as well because, you know, we love having TNTs on moving platforms.
You have to go back there.
Yeah, a couple in crates back here, which, I mean, yeah, I'm 100% sure nobody knew that.
Yeah, Toxic Tunnels also has the Sphinxinator crates at the start of the level where you just go backwards and there are 4 crates you get. So yeah, that's another OG Trilogy kind of reference. Or shout out, you could say. And
Yeah, it's just one of many. Makes it really cool.
he's entering the last hard section, I would say. Not the last section, but last hard section.
Yeah, honestly, I think probably the most nerve-wracking part of this part is like literally right at the end. You'll have this high-velocity bouncing crate you have to kind of jump through, and that's like literally the last thing that could like realistically kill you. Not like the last, not like the last one can't kill you, but the only thing that kill you there is just being, you know, not careful.
This crate, for some reason, just bounces fast.
Yeah, that is like as said, that's the part I'm always most nervous for.
Yeah, same. It's always nerve-wracking. With the last section, there are just some minecarts.
Yeah, because, I mean, yeah, minecarts can kill you there, along with, I know there's acid at the end of this, but when it comes to that bouncing box, that's like the last, like, real threat that can kill you.
Yeah, there is an automatic checkpoint after this section, so even if you were to die now, he'll have it completed, even if he didn't take any checkpoint. Yeah. Tears, meanwhile, is about to enter the sauna section of Rush Hour.
Delicacy is here. I hope it's spicy and fried.
There's
Alright.
one thing about sauna section that that can happen. If you die before the first checkpoint, some boxes can deload actually, which basically means you have to reset the whole level.
You know, I know I definitely noticed that a lot in general with some levels. Like, that's, like, definitely one of the big problems that this game has, with, like, deloading stuff like that. And in particular, I noticed that whenever you're going for time trials and Rude Awakening, like literally one time box like disappears after a while. Stuff like that. Oh, cookies should be just short of that. It's a pretty long jump there, like you like barely land onto that platform. That's how this level is. A lot of like tight cycles, tight jumps you need to make. Because as we already mentioned, there's no quantum mask here, so Crash is all on his own. Or Coco, of course, whatever you're playing as.
And Aquaquid, you have him. Aquaquid the homie. Yeah. This level is your platforming skill set, basically. The next level, actually, Cortex Castle, named after CTR track of the name Cortex Castle, will utilize a lot of quantum mass, actually. It's like basically an opposite, like while this level doesn't have any, Cortex Castle has all, and a lot of switching between them.
Yeah, it's really cool like that, how the progression goes in this game, where it's like, it's basically teaching you all that you learned throughout this game. Like, whether it be through platforming or the use of the quantum masks.
Yeah, it's a very cool model in general.
But of course, I know when it comes to Cortex Castle, I know, many people died hundreds of times casually in the last section. Although,
Death for Tears here. He only has one more death left.
yeah, again, that traffic section can definitely go haywire. Oh, and it should be noted with these minecarts in Toxic Tunnels, it's like one of those things that can insta kill you even if you have Aku Aku. So that's definitely one thing to keep a major eye on. It's just weird how they insta kill you, but you know, one more thing to be weary of. Looks like Tears is also going to be finishing up the rail grind for Tana here as well and beginning to the end of that level.
coming
So
close to the last section.
Yeah, so at this point, I think the only thing I could save Tears at this point is if Cookie really messes up the end of this level, or I guess somehow makes the box, which I don't think he has.
This point, Cookie would really need to mess up other levels as well, probably.
Yeah, but this is like the one that would definitely lose the most time to mess up.
Yeah. Although at this point he would just finish up the boxes, unless he misses a box and would have to go for
yeah.
the
Yeah, so of course there's varying degree of time lost there,
Yeah.
but
He's about to finish the level up. And
I don't think
I don't think he was like,
yeah. So that was definitely expertly went through, other than just the one death. Cookie did pretty well through there. Yeah, so that is a extremely difficult level for ACG.
He was finishing up the rush hour with only 2 deaths, I believe, so he doesn't have to go for it again, and he'll go to the greatest escape. Okay, the Cortex. Yeah. Meanwhile, Cookie's in the Cortex Castle. You immediately start with the Lani Loli there. There are some crates up there, but you don't have to break them because the Nitro breaks them. There's a little bit of waiting here, because there are some boxes up there.
So he's just memeing with that.
Yeah. Now he switches to Kapunawa here. Like there is no moment where you're maskless basically in this level. That's an interesting crate right there, or rather the lack of the breaking it. Oh, that's an unfortunate bonus flounder. He enters the bonus and you might think, oh, there's no mask, but there's another mask here. Yay! So there's still masks.
Yeah, I know this is a pretty fun bonus, especially with the use of Time Warp.
Yeah, Cortex Castle is just masks everywhere. So the bonus gives you a massive boost in Oompa, so you don't really have to worry about Oompas in this level. He's done with Kapunawa section there, so now he's up to Akano.
Yeah, that's definitely the cool thing, where it's like, it just cycles through each one of them. At the beginning section here, then the end section throws literally all of them at once.
Yeah, this really tests your skills. And if you play this game for the first time, you'll die a lot in the last section of this level.
Yeah,
You
honestly,
can also see that he broke the boxes through the roof here. That's something you can do there.
yeah, but with the last section, I think I was only fortunate enough to die only like 50 times. I think that number is actually fairly low.
15? Yeah,
I
that's
think.
kind of low actually.
Yeah, it is fairly low for this section, because you're about to see it here. It's quite a section. Oh, and Tears getting trashed on right there.
Your Cortex from the past one's help. He skips the Kano there.
Yeah, I'll say very much dialogue in this particular section game is very, very good.
You can see that there is a lot of mask swapping right here. Like from Akano to Kapunawa to Ika Ika to Lani Loli to Akano again.
Yeah.
Now Lani Loli, Akano here, he'll damage abuse here, go through this. He'll take up this here, we'll pick up Ika Ika, we'll skip Akano there, and now he'll just go to the end of the level.
Made it look easy.
And don't worry, if you missed all of this, he'll do it again because he'll be doing last level now, not counting the last boss. He'll go to Sing Double, last Cortex section.
Yeah. Last platforming level of this category.
Sing Double is of course reference to the fact that there are 2 Cortexes now.
So honestly, I know Cookie is like, in general, like, depending on like how else he finishes up his run, he's done very, very well.
Tears messed up a little movement there. Unfortunately, he dashed into the Nitros basically, so he couldn't have survived.
Yeah. Oh, well,
this one bat can glitch out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the big question is, will the bats work? I was about to ask.
This bat can just stay in place and be too low to be shot at, so you need to death abuse. And if you go for insanely perfect relics, means you have to reset the level.
Yeah, it seems about right for Cortex level to have an enemy that just does not function sometimes.
That other bat also can glitch out, but it's actually, you can actually shoot him still, so you can fix him. There's a hidden gem, last hidden gem of the run for Cookie, behind the wall. Tears is onto the crush section of the Great Escape. If he misses a box, he'll have to go any percent through this level.
I just realized Tears actually equipped the skin for this.
Yeah.
Good time to mention. I know when you collect all these gems, you get skins for Crash and Coco.
In first 5 dimensions, you need like 6 gems to unlock the skin, and then you need 7 in the 6th dimension. So you also need to get some inverted gems. 8, then 8, 6th dimension 7, 7th dimension 8, 8th dimension 9, 9th dimension 10 gems, and in the last dimension, first 2 levels 11 gems and last 2 levels 12 gems.
Yeah, and I want to say with Cookie, I know a moment ago he did what is like the Tears strat. I know something like Tears done that's actually pretty cool, pretty fast when it comes to box breaking there. So I know he died one time doing it, but good to see he got it.
Tears didn't die at the end of Crisis Escape, so he doesn't have to revisit it. He can enter Nitro processing.
Yeah, it's good news. I mean, at this point, the give or take, a Cookie starts choking.
Cookie went a little too faster.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Cookie starts choking, unless like Cookie's like looks like he's got this in the bag, but of course, you know, this is his last chance for really any like major screw ups.
Oh, he is going for
the
thing.
bag.
Oh,
he almost. Yeah. So it's really bad losing your mask for this because usually we get
actually in the timeline levels you don't get any mask here, so if you want to go fast you have to go for that.
Yeah, but since he had 3 deaths, I figured he's going to be playing it safe.
Yeah,
but you can't get through this section without the platform right there.
Yeah, he'll pick up Kapuna there and just go normally there and do this last section normal. He'll grab this box.
Right.
Nitro design their last gem. That's all clear gems now. All is left is Cortex now.
Yeah,
now,
the real final boss.
After we saw how terribly he plays, Crash wants to kill him for that. The end.
Yeah, I say the real final boss until you find out there's a second bonus dimension. Nah, I'm just kidding. there's no bonus dimension.
The Patron mask, and like with Entropy where you use all masks, Cortex takes all of your masks and uses them against you because yeah, that's obviously something that should happen now.
Yeah.
Using your powers against you.
Good thing he didn't get memed on. Oh wait, oh no, it was too late.
Well, what did you say? Huh?
See it again. I was gonna say he didn't get memed on by the meme-o-matics, as I call it. Because I know definitely on I don't know if it's just like with the PC or not. They could definitely be kind of finicky sometimes how they work.
I think they're thinking them. Yeah. The shoot-o-matics, they take 3 jumps to destroy our body slam.
Yeah, so obviously we just prefer the body slam. I just gotta wait. I know that's the unfortunate part with any death in this fight. It's always gonna lose like a lot of time. Like, luckily there's like checkpoints for each phase, like in these boss fights in general, but that still doesn't save you from losing.
We also mentioned, now that we are almost at the end of the run actually, that all bosses have checkpoints actually in them.
Yeah.
So, Engine has a checkpoint after every phase, Embryo has a checkpoint after he turns into a monster, Entropy has a checkpoint at every mask and every phase of the generator, and the Cortex has the first Cortex has checkpoints at every phase, and here also after every cutscene there is a checkpoint in this Cortex.
Yeah, and the upside down section here can be kind of trippy. this is a good time to use the D-pad on your controller, by the way.
I usually just stand on the right and just bot jump over everything and bot jump over everything. No need to move.
Alright, now he's gonna be going on to like, this is like the, like, let's say you're on PB pace, right? And you get to this part. This is usually kind of like the Monka-S part.
This is the run, one of the run killers in this. But in this game, the run doesn't end until you until you end the run actually.
Yeah, but he made it.
Jump here.
Yeah, you really had to extend out that slide and then jump pretty late in order to make that. And if you miss it, yeah, you lose a lot of time, and you know that can cost you PB.
Also note you can die after hitting the lap assistant already. So even if you hit him, you are not safe from the end of the run.
Right. But as soon as Cookie hits his last one, it hits Cortex, you'll be all done, and boom.
You did it.
Now, give or take, of course, you know, the timers, like, I mean, like, kind of estimate a little bit.
Yeah, but it's still like 242 for sure, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's still really good. Like, if we're looking at that time in general, that's only 5 minutes off his PB. Which for, I mean, for ACG, for how long category is, like, how much things could go wrong, it's not too bad.
Yeah, this run went very well for Cookie, actually, despite the fact he had to restart that nodding medallion.
Yeah, now we just get to see Tears gameplay here. He could still do pretty well here to end his run.
The difference in PVs between Cookie and Tears is massive also, so like...
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part where it's like there's not like a lot of runners for this category. So like the top 3 runners you got Cookie, world record holder, you got Rico, and then you got Tears here. And between them, their PBs are separated by like 10 minutes each, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Why did you? I have to choose a bad
But yeah, Tears is not doing too bad of a job.
Yeah, it's really not bad at all. Like, now give or take this level, if he were to do it, you know, pretty well, it would take him like he's not going to be able to finish like under 3 hours, but that's still, you know, even being able to do it in 3 hours is still pretty good.
This is still a solid run. He's just gonna close it up now.
Well, you know, but that's just kind of how it is. I mean, world record hold the category 3rd place with the kind of divided guy. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's still solid. So I'm definitely Tears would not be demeaned at all for this.
Yeah, Cookie had a really good...
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
Yeah, he kind of popped off, not gonna lie. Again, we'll get to see how Tears gets to play this part right here. I hope he like really eases it up right here, because I said I've seen him do this pretty well.
Also,
But that's definitely...
I'll need to be executed for like 10 minutes. I have to go out with the dog, so like, excuse me. Yeah, good luck with commentate. I'll be back for the end of this run also, you know.
Alright, I'll just pump Tears' tires up somewhere. I'll just pump them up. But, okay, but I need to figure out what I was gonna say right before that, yeah, because when it comes to Tears, right, because definitely the main Tears runners, like, obviously Cookie, I mean, being world record holder, he's definitely, got more of the consistency within him, but when it comes to Tears, he's fairly, like, he has some really good sections, but whenever he does screw up once, it can definitely get to him a little bit, I feel. But I feel like, you know, that's basically what happens with a lot of runners, especially, you know, if they're kind of new to this category. Just in general, when it comes to one mistake, you know, kind of snowballing, that's pretty much what this category is. And being the best at it, you would have to know how to, like, deal with that. Like, okay, you got 3 deaths, right? Only one, you can't really afford one more death. You gotta try to, just play as calm as you can. Keep your cool. This level is hard. It's not easy at all. Again, I think it's impressive that these guys can go through this entire thing without dying once. So it's really gonna hint. So how this yellow gem path goes for Tears, and then the section media afterwards gonna determine how well he does to end off his run. Because this is really like the last scary part. Like give or take, there's still like 2 more platform levels and Cortex 2 after this. But this is like, you know, this is just the scary part right here. Just lose so much time off of it.
What we can do while we're waiting for Tears to finish up his run, we can actually bring Cookie in here and give us a an early run through about how his run went. If the commentator of Solarium are down for that, if Cookie's also down.
Yeah,
for
I'd be
that
down
too.
for that. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
We can,
Yeah.
we can try and drag Cookie in here because obviously he finished about 5 minutes behind his PB, which I don't know the category all too well, which he said was impressive. I'd love to hear how he thought he did.
I think it was pretty good. Yeah, especially since he had to revisit once. So
Right. Well, I think
he didn't really have any mistakes.
right. I think we can drag Cookie in here then and get his 2 cents on this.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get Cookie in here soon enough. We'll talk to the main man. You just flex winning on a revisit.
I'm just asking to see if he's down. But yeah, I think his biggest mistake was definitely that revisit he had to do right because he missed the box.
Yeah, that was it. Other than that, he played pretty well. Of course, there was a couple times where it's like, all right, he had like 2 or 3 deaths, had to be careful. But other than that, it was like played really damn well.
That's fair. All right, let's bring him in here then. There we go. All right, Cookie, my guy.
The main man himself, coming from his championship win.
Alright, how are you feeling, Cookie? How do you feel like you did today?
I'm pretty happy with this run. I mean, I did had a revisit that was like pretty unfortunate. I don't know where I could have missed 1 box.
Might have to be something we
Actually,
watched to try and find.
I do know, because I just was kind of afraid to say it first. It was right at the very end of the side-scrolling section in or like
Yeah.
what it was. It was like literally the last box in the side-scrolling section.
Yeah, I think I already missed that once. Like, I think why I missed it today is because like it's extremely sunny outside. So like the upper part of my monitor is like kind of white because of the sunlight, and I really have to like get super close to the monitor, and I might just overlook that box.
That's fair enough, my guy. Well, I mean, besides that, how do you feel like you did? I mean, you said you were pretty happy with the run, but like, is this kind of above average for what you'd say would be like a no reset of sorts, or?
Oh yeah, it's definitely above average. Like, when I usually do no resets, like, I go for every single hard strat, and I usually don't care, like, if I miss a gem, because, if PB is already dead, then, yeah, screw it, just gonna miss that gem. Like, I'm gonna go for the hard strats and probably miss the 3 death gem. And usually when I do no resets like that, it's usually around this time as well, like 242, 245. And that's with missing gems.
Right.
So with getting all the gems, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this run. And I'm pretty happy as well that, like, I hope you guys could see, like, that I've tried to optimize some levels because, you know, there's the 80% Wampa gem that you have to get. And optimally, in every single level, you need to get as close to 80% and just ignore the rest. And I feel like with Out for Launch and Shipping Error, I think I did a pretty good job at showing, like, how optimized I try to be with my route, because... and Crash Landed as well. Because I get the Wampa Gem, like the pop-up for the Wampa Gem, like at the very last stack of boxes that I break.
Right. Yeah, that was a
getting a little
common
nervous there.
Yeah, there was always those moments where, I think even the commentators too, I know I was especially, I was kind of watching the screen like, oh, is he gonna have enough? And then like right at the very end you get enough, like just about. It's like, okay, cool, he's good.
Because I know
Because-
that's usually how it works, but I'm used to it being filled up when you get that last golden Wampa. So,
Yeah, like I think it's in shipping error. Like I know the exact amount of Wumpa I need to have like before the bonus, and if I don't have it, there's a lot of Wumpa that I ignore in the bonus that if I didn't have enough, I wouldn't ignore.
Oh, fair enough, Cookie. I want to say thank you for coming out today. And I remember before we started this race, I remember the idea of 2 races being pitched. Do you think, let's say,
no.
theoretically, if there was a second race, do you think you'd be able to play to a similar level as you did for this one? Or do you think that's like, you put everything into this one run and that you're tapped out now?
It's hard to say. Like, let's imagine that I didn't have a revisit. This run would have probably been a 2:38, which is like less than a minute behind my PB. So I don't know. I don't think a second race would have gone as well as this one did.
That's
Yeah,
fair
I
enough.
guess. Yeah, just the fact you're already like, I know I was saying, only 5 minutes off your PP with 1 revisit, that's pretty good.
I can imagine for a lot of viewers, for myself too, obviously I don't know the category too well. It's always nice to understand the just like what kind of paces are considered like good and what the averages can be, because obviously they differ from game to game. Obviously, 5 minutes off in a different game might be like whoa, but 5 minutes off in something like All Clear Gems is very impressive, which is sick to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long category. It's like harped on that enough. Anything go wrong, so.
Right.
Also, I want to notice that when I finish Sanity Peak, when I went to Real Grind, I switched to Coco to impress Crody, but then I died, so I switched back to Crash.
I appreciate you.
Oh,
And that's what I thought, that you switched to her just for me actually. Because you didn't play as Crash. I understand switching to Crash, but you got karma immediately after.
I mean, I had to throw shade at Coco at least once, so sorry.
It's fine. At least you did it only once. Murka would keep throwing it at me, probably.
Yeah, but that would just kind of get old after a bit. I'm fine with saying Coco bad once and then leave it at that.
I'll side him.
Yeah, so I know with Tears at Cortex Castle, you'll be finished here soon enough, depending on how well he gets to finish this last bit of the level. Oh, he was right there.
Tiny bonk.
Oh yeah, yo, Cookie's added on as the extra commentator now.
Still though, 242 was a re-entry. A big re-entry at that, actually.
Don't worry, Nipfolk. We talked a little bit about the mythical Taunt skip.
Not only did Cookie do down skip, he also did all boxes he needed for it.
Yeah.
And Oompa. Because he's just good.
Let's see if he gets it here. Alright, we good. Yeah, that's just quite the marathon right here. I know even though Tears gonna finish a little over 3 hours, that's nothing to scoff at all.
It's still a very solid run. The category is tough. The game is tough.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why there's only there's such a divide between top 3 runners. Well, not only because, you know, not too many active runners, but also people who would run this, you know, can't help to be ever that good all the time. Because just getting 2 around the 3-hour mark is considered, like, you know, a pretty good marker. Anything you get below then, you know, you're just kind of insane, not gonna lie. agree. Some trees already got tiers, so I mean, just having 3 is already, you know, really good.
Tears is going into the Ika section.
So yeah, I really hope, yes, I really hope he's not, like, too down himself after this. So again, because I keep having to, like, kind of kick his tires a bit.
Timers are loadless.
Yeah, it's loadless.
An unfortunate death there also for him. I don't know how much he missed, by the way.
Well, yeah, but because we already seen all this and all, he's got this, and he's got scene double reduce, and then along with Cortex 2. And I wonder, do we have any more cookie thoughts per chance? Because he actually run the category.
I think at this point, Tears shouldn't have a problem. Like, from what I know, he practices a lot of seeing double. I don't remember if he goes for the big boy jump in Cortex too. But yeah, I don't think he should have any major problems by this point.
Yeah, and now I want to know how would you think he's doing in general right now? Because I know we were already like thinking about how we thought he was doing. I'm kind of curious to know how you think.
I think he's doing pretty good. Like, yeah, for your standard reset list, I've heard that he had 2 revisits, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he did have 2 revisits, yes. One was building bridges, I can't remember what the other one was. There was food run, yeah.
Yeah, then for that, I think this run is going extremely well for him. Like, his sob is also pretty good, and if he continues to grind like he does right now, I can see Tears potentially getting a 250, a sub 250. Like, it's gonna take a lot of hard work, but the way he's going, I'm pretty sure he can like be 3rd in general, because you know you have also the PS4 leaderboards.
Oh yeah. I definitely know when it comes to this category, it's definitely it's very respectable what he's doing, and he definitely I see his streams a lot. I definitely know I've seen him. He's definitely pretty good. It's just that one thing where it's like, obviously when you're getting to this level, you need to know how to deal with the mental aspect of the run.
Yeah.
And definitely when it comes to this, I mean, mistakes just only multiply.
Yeah, when you're starting, it's just a matter of controlling your run so that doesn't snowball.
Yeah, even for how it's going right here, it's still going pretty well.
Let's see if he gets
His own strat.
his own strats that
Yeah,
I failed it
missed it once,
miserably.
yeah. Oh, he's like a pro.
Damn, I should quit.
That's why we call it the Tears strat. I just realized, like, all the bats actually work in both of your guys' levels.
Yeah.
Like, it actually worked. That's honestly a miracle right there.
Yeah, I have a theory of why the first one might not work, because I think it's when you break those initial boxes you have at the beginning. Like, I think it's the way you move after. Like, I think if you go too much to the right, like the movement of the bat doesn't load for some reason. I still don't know. It's just Bob being Bob.
Unfortunate Akano usage there.
Yeah, that's a definitely big thing to do with Kano, is like you get a big jump off that TNT bounce.
But if you do it too early, you just die because you are spinning a TNT box.
Yes. Oh damn.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, also not gonna have mass either. So he's at. I don't think he really knows at the backup at all. So I don't think we're just gonna be seeing a new big platform again.
Again, there is no masking in double.
Is there none? I thought there was.
There's no.
No, there's no mask.
No, my bad. For sure was one. Oh, is he actually gonna go for it here? Alright.
Yeah, it's a little faster than the platform, but comparing to a Kano strat, it's only like second to if you
Yeah.
use Kapunawa.
Yeah, doing it the Econo way is definitely very finicky because of how fast those boxes move. So sometimes you can just literally like clip right through them and you'll just die. And also, if you jump too high when you're on there, there's a death plane above you.
Yeah.
All right. Now we get to see Cortex 2 again.
Fog!
Yoink.
Cortex 4! Let's go!
So yeah, so if this goes optimally for him, he should finish around 10 minutes behind this PB, which I mean, it's basically double what Cookie had. I guess that makes up for the fact that he had 2 revisits instead of 1. So
There's not too much to say about this fight again, just body slam the automatics.
pretty much.
Stuff.
the only thing is the fact that the shootomatics can be memomatics. That's it. Like you already saw it there. If you're standing over the square where it's gonna be, like it could just like try to body slam it, but if you do like too early, it would just straight up not work. Yeah, so memomatics are fun.
What's the matter? Afraid of the searing dead.
That's usually why whenever you're right before you body slam it, you want to kind of start near it and then jump onto it and body slam as it pops up.
So there's probably some manipulation you can do to quicken the process. At least in the last phase. Killing sticks.
Yeah.
Not the face.
Oh no, I still like the way out. Also reminds me, Cookie, I appreciate you for doing the meme grind there.
I was thinking of like trying to debate you guys and missed the last
I
bump.
would have blasted you, Cookie.
You should have went under the rail after the last one.
I am really glad he went for it, all because like Tears didn't go for it, so we got to see it once.
Oh, he failed the jump there,
Big boy
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a tough jump.
If you like skip the big one under it, only the big wall will appear when you leave the section.
Oh, looks like he's gonna play it safe here.
Playing safe here means the lab assistant will just start shooting at them at the fast pace like this.
Yeah, he went a little too far because I know it kind of memes on you like that, where it's like, oh, if you go too far left, it'll just spawn to the right.
You have to stand near the middle and then see how they spawn, basically. Who goes to the right here? What the hell?
Yeah.
Who goes to the right?
Well, it's a good time to mention, if you're playing on console, those lasers be zooming. Alright, it looks like last hit here. 308.53. Alright, GG's to Tears over here.
Good race.
Yeah, 220 out, 228. I guess see. Get him in here now.
Same amount of tapes for both players.
Yeah, they both did pretty well.
Yeah, honestly, I'm impressed with the showing today. Obviously, in an event setting, it's difficult, but I think both runners did really well given their PBs.
I mean, hey, that's one thing Tears did better actually. That was pointing out the insane relics. Let's see. Well, who did better on it? Was that 25 or 15? I see for Cookie.
That's 25.
25 out of 38.
Cookie. Man, cracked Cookie.
In that case. Alright, let's bring Tears in here. Oh, he's already here. Okay, cool. Alright, Tears, you there, my guy? Alright, welcome.
Yep.
Alright, Tears, GG on the run. How you feeling, my guy? How are you feeling after that?
The moment where engine first phase I fail, it's going to be a clown show.
Oh,
So I just have fun.
Tears, you did well. Like seriously.
Yeah, like obviously the hiccup early was unfortunate, but you looked to hold a pretty like strong run up until the revisits. Honestly, you did really well.
Yeah. Too bad. Building bridges happen again, as usual.
Yeah, I mean, Cookie had to revisit once. So, I mean, you know, he
Really?
actually had to. Yeah, he actually had to revisit before you. Like,
No deal or darling.
yeah, he was the first one to screw up that much.
You actually got to be in the same level for a while.
Yeah, so you guys were close for a bit. It was only like once you had to, you know, reset a food run that really started to kind of separate a bit.
Damn, that's sad. But yeah, it was a fun run though. I enjoy, like, I managed to do a lot of skips, especially the late game one, Sing Double and Cortex Castle. Those are really satisfying skips I managed to do.
Yeah, it's at least one thing. You didn't die on your own strat, but Cookie did.
Okay, now I'm satisfied. Alright.
True winner.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you guys. I guess I'll ask the runners and the commentators. For the runners, did you perform the way you expected before coming into today's event, or did you overperform, maybe underperform?
Do I start first or Cookie?
Oh, okay. I think I performed really well. Like, 242 is a really impressive time for me to have in a reset list. So I think in my case, I think I actually like performed better than I was expecting.
For me, I had a really strong run. Engine, like, first phase failed, but it's only like 30-second loss. But once the building bridges start and I miss the box, one box missing, or is it a bug or something, like the box duplication thing, then run starts to fall down. But I didn't know that I was still close with the pacing with Cookie, so I just just a meme around at that point.
That's fair. And for the commentators too, did you think the runners performed to what you were expecting to? Are you impressed? Do you feel like the things you were hoping to be showed off were showed off?
I mean, comparing to their PBs, considering Cook is only about 5 minutes behind his and Tears is about 10 minutes, I think they performed actually very well for what they can do.
Yeah, I know, especially with Cookie, like how close he managed to get it to, like how good he was playing throughout it. It's like, I know Cookie, you're kind of cracked and everything, but I wasn't sure how well you're gonna do here because I figured Tears was still gonna finish around like, maybe a little under the 3-hour mark, you know, at best. It just all mattered about how well you did, and you just slammed it out of the park.
Yeah.
But hey, hold your head high up, Tears, because that was still pretty well. Just can't help it, Cookie's cracked.
I mean, regardless of regardless of the final time, I'm really proud of the runners. They definitely showed off the category in a really good way. Honestly, there's nothing I would change about. Obviously, if I could change fate, I would cut out the revisits because it's always heartbreaking to see.
And
but
also the timer.
Yeah. Oh, the timer was memes though.
Yeah.
Your Cookie came in the chat to talk smack, and then reset his timer. But honestly, I'm really happy with the runners. Obviously, it was really close in the about partway through the run, around the halfway mark. Even with the embryo mistake on your part, Tiz, it still came very close around the halfway mark. Obviously, then Cookie took off, but still, it was a really good run, a really good showcase.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was really fun.
I'm finally really happy we finally got to show off a Crash 4 event. Always fun to do those. Okay, I will be moving you guys out. Before you guys leave, do you want to have any last things to say?
I hope my commentary wasn't awful, thanks.
No, honestly, commentators did a great job. Like, it was engaging, it was fun, and Solarium, was this like your first commentary?
Yeah,
gig?
this is my first commentating thing. Yes.
Jeez, you know what? You did really well. I'll be honest with you. For like your first, you did a really good job. The commentary was like really good from both of you. I'm not kidding when I say that.
Appreciated. I think it helps. I watched a lot of GDQ.
Hey, you learn from the best, so that's fair enough.
To be fair, it's like first time commentating for me probably in general.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah, I know. I remember commentating for like GDQ, the SRT PC event when it was coming out, for sure then. And I might have commentated something else as well. Or maybe fourth time. Yeah, I think 2 times I also commentated while also playing the game for the Crash Marathon. Yeah, so I think this was the fourth time for me commentating.
Right. Oh well, honestly, like for the both of you, honestly, really proud of you guys for the great show. Honestly, like this event has been a big win for me. It's been great to have the runners and commentators come on and really put on a show for us. So I want to thank you guys and appreciate all the effort today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Thanks for having me.